Coming up at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, earnings from Verizon.
The earnings call for RTX is supposed to be at 8:30, but
expecting $1.18. Victor Zulu.
RTX just posted. They posted 145. Here's the RTX just posted. They posted 145. Here's the RTX earnings. RTX posted 145 EPS, adjusted EPS versus 134 expected. Revenue of 20.1 billion. They expected 19.85 expected. So they did post earnings. Here's the number right here. Tesla is tomorrow, Dr. Crypto. After the bell tomorrow is when Tesla is. So Tesla is Wednesday the 23rd at 4:10, I believe, is when the earnings are going to come out. We're going to stream it live like we always do. Hey, what's up, Triv? Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, we're awake. I'm trying over here, but... All right, I want to save this now.
GDC.
RTX is out. Romeo Tango X-Ray.
What's up, Dr. Crypto? Yeah, all good.
RTX reporting $1.45. The estimate $1.34. Sales of $20.09 billion. The estimate was $19.85 billion for RTX. GPC, Genuine Parts, reporting adjusted earnings of $1.88. The estimate was
145, better than expected EPS, better than expected revenue of 20.1 as well, but they're still dropping. They were
$2.42.
Invesco also dropped their numbers at 44 cents versus 43 cents. Revenue of 1.51 versus 1.1.
So that's a miss. Sales of $6 billion. The estimate was $5.9 billion. That is Golf Papa Charlie. AOS A.O. Smith.
But their earnings weren't bad.
A.O. Smith reporting.
Don't move, right? Like a lot of these are obscure.
Adjusted earnings of 82 cents. The estimate was 83 cents. So that's a miss by a penny. Revenue $902.6 million. The estimate was
Yeah, but that's not much.
The estimate $904 million. So that's a beat on
years of price
revenue
action.
for
I mean,
Alpha
going
Oscar
up,
Sandy. Sales for A.O. Smith.
Going up 3 point something X in 50 years is not the flex of the precious metal you think it is. Crash coming. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. Again, I'm not saying it's not good. Right, I think it's actually underperformed gold, but just to put this into perspective, since 2000, right? Since 2000, gold has like 9x'd. You know what I mean? So gold has like outperformed that in a huge way over the past 20-25 years. So gold has 9x'd in 20 or 25 years versus silver 3 point something x'ing in 50, almost 46, 44 is what it is. So yeah, so it's not the big play. In my opinion, silver is, you know, it makes sense. Why? Because silver is heavily used in technology, and so there's an interest in keeping the price low. What do you think about quantum computing stocks like IONQ? I think it's still really early for quantum stocks, but I think there's some value in them. I just think it's really early, and so I think it's too early to really tell how big they're gonna be, but yeah, I think they're interesting for sure. You know, and if you don't know what quantum computing is, I'll break it down. It's super interesting. It's basically supercomputers, like super high powered computers. Quantum computers, instead of bits, use qubits. Or quantum bits is what they call them. The major difference is that qubits can exist in multiple states at once thanks to quantum principles like superposition and entanglement versus classical computers, which we use today, and they're based on regular bits, which are the smallest unit of information. Each bit can either be 0 or 1, which is binary. And every task or calculation on a classical computer is done by manipulating these bits in sequences. Again, quantum computing use qubits. They can exist in multiple states at once, and so they're just a little bit more powerful in that regard. Big quantum principles are superposition. Like in classical computing, a bit is either 0 or 1. In quantum computing, a qubit can be both 0 and 1 simultaneously. It's called superposition. It allows them to perform many calculations while they're doing other things like simultaneously calculate all these different things, giving them potential for massive parallel processing. So in terms of processing power, quantum computers are leagues above everything else because they can process data simultaneously while doing other things, right? Versus your computer, which is very like, we do this,
PM
then
Philip
we do
Morris
this, then we do this,
reporting.
then we do this. With a quantum computing, they can
Philip
calculate
Morris
it all
reporting
simultaneously, which is
$1.91.
different.
The estimate was
Now, you know,
$1.82.
you
That's a
might
beat for
say,
Papa
oh, you
Michael.
might think, oh, it doesn't feel like my computer
Revenue
has
of
to take turns.
of
That's because
9.91
it's happening
billion.
so quickly. It's making decisions and
The estimate
digesting
was
information so quickly,
9.68
but you just
billion
gotta
for
think about the
Papa
difference versus
Michael.
your computer is already very quick to process information, even if it's in order and not simultaneous. But what quantum computings allow is for you to do it at the same time, and that's a powerful thing. So yeah, entanglement is another huge principle of quantum computing and principles. When qubits become entangled, the state of one qubit is directly related to the state of another.
Coming
no
up,
matter how
Verizon,
far apart they
$1.18
are.
the
This means
consensus.
changes in one qubit can
WLGS.
instantaneously
Verizon
affect the other, creating
reporting.
a kind of instant communication between qubits. Quantum inference. Quantum computers use inference to combine the effects of all possible computations.
Verizon reporting adjusted earnings of $1.19. The estimate
which help them
$1.18.
solve complex problems faster. So, anyways, point is, quantum
Revenue
computing isn't useful.
33.3 billion. The estimate was 33.4 billion. So that's short on revenue for Victor Zulu. SHW Sherwin-Williams reporting $3.37. That's a miss. The estimate $3.54 for Sandy Hotel Whiskey. Sales of 6.16 billion for Sherwin-Williams. The estimate was 6.2 billion. So that's a miss for Sandy Hotel Whiskey, SHW. F5, Fiserv. Fiserv reporting $2.30. The estimate was $2.26 adjusted. So that's a beat. Revenue $5.22 billion. The estimate was $4.9 billion. So that's a beat for Foxtrot India.
SBSW.
ALVO. Alvatech and Teva TEV announced FDA approval of additional presentation of cell RSD, expanding its label to further indications approved for reference product Stellara. That's Alpha Lima Victor Oscar and Papa Foxtrot Echo. MCO Moody's reporting. Moody's reported $2.93.
CYCC.
Michael Charlie Oscar, the estimate was $2.56. So that's a
CYCC.
beat. Revenue $1.81 billion.
CYCC.
On Moody's, the estimate was $1.7 billion. So that's a beat from Michael Charlie Oscar. CYCC popping here. Charlie Yankee Charlie Cyclacel. No news on CYCC.
ENSC.
OCGN, Oxygen Data and Safety Monitoring Board approves initiation of phase 2 of OCU 410 ST Guardian clinical trial for Stargardt disease. That's Oscar Charlie Golf, November. OCGN. RDHL, Red Hill Biopharma, announced collaboration with U.S. Academic Medical Center.
CYCC.
Collaboration to develop opaganib as a countermeasure against phosgene inhalation injury. That's Romeo Delta Hotel Lima, RDHL.
CYCC.
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 CLSD.
CLSD, Clearside Biomedicals, Odyssey, Wet AMD data, and suprachoroidal injection platform highlighted in presentations at multiple events during AAO 2024 annual meeting. That's Charlie Lima Sandy Delta, CLSD.
AMIX.
UBER, Uber Freight, expands cross-border logistics leadership and footprint to meet demand in Mexico. That's Uniform Bravo Echo Romeo.
SBSW.
VinFast said delivered 21,912 electric vehicles in Q3. That's Victor Foxtrot Sandy,
GNPX.
VFS.
CYCC. GNPX. GNPX. CYCC. CYCC. CYCC.
CYN.
XBP. XBP. GNPX. GNPX.
ENSC.
IMUX.
DIS.
Yuli. CYCC. Yuko. GNPX. 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 Grab. NCI. NCI. ADTX. Yuling.
Shares of Uber right now 79. Correct. Shares of Uber 79.25 now. Announcing that expansion in Mexico. UBER. Shares of Verizon VZ now at 43.31, down about 40 cents on their earnings report. That's Victor Zulu.
ADTX. CYCC.
DENN Denny's reported
PHUN.
14 cents. The estimate on Denny's.
CYCC. NCI.
Was
Yuling.
15
NITO.
cents. That's Delta
NITO.
Echo November.
GNPX. GNPX.
NITO. 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 NITO.
CYCC.
NITO.
Save.
NITO. NITO. NITO.
IMUX.
NITO. 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 NITO.
ENSC and Ensize Biosciences, penny stock pulling back now from the highs, was 37 cents, now 34 cents, up 14 cents.
Save.
Coming up at 7:30, earnings from LMT, Lockheed Martin. LMT expecting $6.50.
CYCC. GNPX, XBP,
PM, PM,
GNPX, ADTX, XBP, SRM,
QNCX, PM,
For everything but
SFST,
expected.
Southern First Bank shares reporting 54 cents.
XBP,
DJT,
Yes,
DJT,
Target is going to lower
boom.
prices of 2,000 items ahead of the holiday season. They say they're doing it to attract bargain hunting shoppers during the holiday season. They said on Tuesday. I think you're going to have a lot of like retail arbitrage
DJT,
traders.
DJT.
If you don't know what retail arbitrage,
DJT.
not traders, I guess I call it traders. But if you don't know what
DJT.
retail arbitrage is,
DJT,
retail arbitrage is when you like there's scanners
SRM.
that you can scan any product with. You can scan toys, you can scan all kind of stuff with it. And what they allow you to do
GM,
is, look at Verizon coming
How?
down here. So Verizon breaking down, Nike breaking down. We're kind of looking at Target. Gold futures still pretty close to
DJT.
lifetime highs. I'm surprised Target's not up more on this news. But anyways,
DJT,
retail arbitrage, they
DJT.
basically go scan the barcode and they see the lowest price something's selling for
DJT.
on Amazon.
DJT,
Right, so an example of this, if I find a toy that on Amazon the lowest price it's selling for is $75,
GNPX,
and
DJT,
Target's selling it for $50, then I know I can buy
ADTX.
3, 4, 5 of those
How?
toys and make $200 selling it on the internet. Right, and that's basically what retail arbitrage is. Now it's kind of difficult. There's some restrictions for sellers, and you also have to understand like Amazon's taking their cut, right? So Amazon's going to take their cut anyway, so it's going to be kind of hard to make too much money doing it, but you can make a quick, easy 3, 4, 5% on your money, and that's kind of, it's a percentage game. It's very similar to trading in that regard, where it's a percentage game. Like you want to try to get 10, 20, 30% on your products. Now, Amazon's going to take their piece, but that's what retail
ENSC.
arbitrage is, basically. I don't ever do it. I don't have the time for it. It's a lot of work. But yeah,
ENSC,
they cut rates. when the
IMUX.
economy and jobs are doing bad, but they're painting such a rosy picture and then still cutting rates. Yeah, but they cut rates not always. It's not always the case where jobs are bad. Like, jobs have been good. Right, labor market's been
MMM.
decent, and
Big
we can
spread.
see that reflected in the payroll numbers that we got a couple weeks ago. So it's not always when they're bad. Sometimes they do it.
NCI,
Like, again, they did this with the federal funds rate. So they raised the rate, right? With the federal funds rate, they propped this
NVDL.
rate up. Let me get a custom date here. We'll go back to like
NVDL.
2020, 2022.
NVDL,
And you can kind
NVDL,
of see, yeah. So they raised rates aggressively,
SRM.
which is kind of the opposite of cutting rates, right? They raised rates aggressively, and then they paused rates at these really high levels for a year straight,
CYCC,
NVDL,
right? And then they decided to
NUWE.
cut them a very small amount. So I don't know if it's fair to say, oh, well, they only cut it when it's the end of the world, when the market's about to crash. I don't think that's fair. I think they didn't cut it by like,
CYCC,
you can still
NVDL,
see we're still up drastically in terms of rates since October of 2022.
CYCC,
And so it's not like the rate graph is going like this, you know, longer term. And so they're gonna bring rates down eventually. You know, it's not something in which they're gonna keep them there forever, right? They're gonna bring rates down eventually. Keeping rates high for too long is kind of like picking up pennies in front of a train track, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, it's kind of like you can do it,
NVDL,
but eventually the train's gonna come and it's gonna hit you. you know. And so if you keep rates too high for too long, it'll cause economic weakness, right? And so I guess the point is, like, you're saying they're cutting rates because of economic weakness, and what I'm saying is that they're cutting rates
GNPX.
to try to avoid economic weakness, because if you keep rates too high for too long, but again, it all depends on the payroll data. It depends on the payroll data. It depends on the numbers. You know, here's gold. Like I said, gold has been pushing up, making big moves, and so I don't know. I think you have to think about it in that regard.
GNPX. GNPX.
Yeah, I was never retail arbitrage. I used to sell used books, right? Used books was a powerful business. It really was. It's still probably pretty good. I haven't done it in years, and it's just not enough money for me. I'm not even trying to sound like arrogant when I say that. It's just not enough money, you know? Like, there's not enough money in it. In order to really scale it big, you gotta
BIVI.
NVDL.
Like, you gotta get free books and then sell them.
BIVI.
You know what I mean? Like, in order to really scale them big, you gotta get free books, sell them for free.
BIVI. CYCC.
DJT.
BIVI.
Yeah, if you use my link, you'll get the discount.
BIVI. BIVI.
I think the U.S. reduced rates for arbitrage reasons.
IMUX.
Risk-free profit for many institutions. Yeah, I mean, it's time to bring rates down, I think.
GNPX.
DJT. DJT.
GNPX. GNPX.
NVDL. 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 NVDL.
GNPX.
Alright, guys, so let's see, code editor. You know, like, I know how to build sites on WordPress, but I don't. I haven't done it in a minute.
CYCC.
Block page.
SRM. GNPX. 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 BIVI. 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 BIVI.
There's the code. All right, so gold pulling back a little bit. I want to put the S&P or the NASDAQ up here. So we'll put this.
Grab.
The NASDAQ. Here's the NQ. NQ rebounding a little bit after down.
NCI.
Essentially all morning. I might short like a longer term trade here. So I might take like a longer term trade short. Where's the trading symbol?
XVP.
I don't know what I did. Here, let me figure this out.
Yuli.
I'm still kind of learning.
IMUX.
Let's see if I can reset this layout.
XVP.
get some of this stuff out the way. I'll get the DOM out the way. I know you can trade with the DOM. It's still something I gotta learn how to do. There we go. I don't really want this either. I just want to scroll this up here, maybe.
How?
Crunch it. Pull this down. You guys
IMUX.
can see it, but there's the NASDAQ bouncing up some too. I'd rather switch sides.
BIVI. BIVI.
We'll pull that up later.
How?
I can also put like 2 charts up here, I guess. There's the NASDAQ. And then here we could probably put up like gold, right? Gold's breaking down. I don't want to.
BIVI.
See it auto.
BIVI.
ENSC, ENSC,
NASDAQ's
INM.
though. Part of me wants to short it. I
GNPX.
guess we will. It's a little early to short, but that's okay.
BIVI.
I'm gonna do one micro contract here. I don't really want to
ENSC.
take a big position.
Yuling. CYCC.
Shorting it here is kind of trading with the trend, I would say.
Yuling.
TDY, Teledyne FLIR Defense wins $91 million contract
let
from
it
U.S.
sit and
Army
try
for
to let
Black
longer
Hornet 4
term.
nano drones. That's Tango Delta Yankee.
Yuling.
NVDL, TLT,
Yuling.
TLT,
So we're red, slightly red. I would love to put the trading window on the bottom, and I know it's customizable in that regard where I can. But we'll keep it down there for now.
PDD, NVDA,
Hey, what's up? What's up, chat? Good morning. Silver's taking off. Yeah, silver's going up with gold.
BIVI.
It's definitely not the highest performing asset this year versus like gold.
CYCC.
I don't know, actually, you might be right. Let me see.
NVDL,
BIVI.
So here's 2024
Assistant.
right here. Gold is up from $24 to $34.
BIVI.
So it's up a little bit under
NVDL.
50% this year.
CYCC.
Gold this year so far is up
BIVI.
from 2100 to 2700. So yeah, it's up more than gold actually this year. So that's good. Again, I'm not going to add to this. I'm just
NVDA.
going to stay one position here. Nike, Target. Do we have any other big earnings this morning? Let me see. I don't think
Yuling.
so. Not any that
CYCC.
already. Lockheed Martin drops at 7:30.
Coming up,
We have
earnings
1
from
minute. Let's see
LMT,
what that does.
Lockheed Martin.
CYCC.
Expecting
IVIT.
$6.50 adjusted.
SBSW,
Yeah, I do see silver up.
TLT, TLT,
CYCC.
Alright, so we got the HTML side in there. Now, how do we add it?
ENSC, penny stock up more than 100% now, 42 cents. 2nd November, Sandy Charlie.
Duo.
NVDL,
Lockheed
NVDL,
Martin reporting $6.80.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
684 adjusted. The estimate was $6.
ENSC, ENSC, ENSC.
Beat
So we're back
for
to almost
Lockheed
green here.
Martin.
We're slightly green. I
sales
could
of
add a little bit more to it.
17.1 billion. The estimate was 17.35 billion. So that's short on
HKIT.
sales.
ENSC.
beat on
SRM.
earnings for Lima Michael Tango.
STM,
Sees full year earnings of about $26.65 versus the $26.44 estimate. Full year net sales of about $71.25 billion versus the $71.06 billion estimate. That
Duo.
is Lima Michael
Duo.
Tango.
SIGA,
All right, so back down
SNGX,
again. I don't
HYZN,
think I want to add to it. It's still too early. But I do want to take like a longer term trade. I think we're in a
TLT,
downward
Duo.
trend. I think we've rebounded a lot leading up to this downward trend. If we look at it here, I'm trying to take longer term
MGNX.
trades. We may want to-
SIGA, SIGA enters into
GNPX.
exclusive license agreement with Vanderbilt University
take
for
longer-term trades. Again,
novel
this is
pox
GNPX.
virus
here, chat.
monoclonal
So we are trading on
antibodies.
Top Step X.
That's
But yeah,
SIGA.
I'm trying to trade a longer term trend here, which you can kind of see right here.
STM.
And so we're at the top of that trend line. That's what we're targeting here. I could add a little bit more, but here's the trend we're focusing on. We did have a lot of big earnings out.
MGNX Macrogenics announcing agreement with Teresa
GNPX.
Therapeutics for sale of Margenza. That's Michael
Yeah,
Golf
is it cold
November
outside today?
Zulu.
Yeah, I know I have this huge robe on.
HYZN HYZN Motors. First ever
That's
fuel
right.
cell
My wife
refuse
trained
vehicle
jujitsu
order in
yesterday
North
with everybody.
America.
It was fun.
That's
So my
Hotel
wife's starting to
Yankee
learn it.
Zulu November. HYZN.
BIVI. SQQQ.
HYZN hit a high of $2.43.
Not here in Austin. Let's see what it's like. Temperature.
CYCC.
It's 65 degrees right
SRM.
now, so it's really not that bad. All right, so now we're green on the trade. And again, we're just taking a longer term trade. Here. If we
HYZN.
have some success with this, we will scale up.
HYZN.
HYZN,
Longer
HYZN.
term trades. But again, we are using Top Step X. And so if you wanna check out
HYZN,
Top Step X,
HYZN.
mine. I'm
HYZN.
biased, of course, because I get paid by
HYZN.
them, but they're a great company. Honestly, if you want to learn to day trade, right, and you can kind of see the highest percentage way. Like I scalp a lot, but the highest percentage way is just to attack ranges long term. And again, on top of that,
HYZN,
there's no PT rule. So if you want to day
HYZN.
trade, a lot of traders get it in
HYZN.
their head that they need to fund their own
HYZN,
account and stocks and
HYZN.
risk that. I'm here to tell you, you're probably going to lose.
HYZN.
If you try to do that, you're probably going to lose. That's just the truth, right? Almost all day traders
HYZN,
lose, and if you risk
HYZN,
thousands, you'll
HYZN.
probably lose thousands of dollars in the beginning. Limit your risk with Top Step. Get your feet wet. See what day trading's about in futures. There's no PDT in
TLT.
futures. You can day trade short, buy market, sell market. The patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns. And really what you see me trading here is the NASDAQ 100 index fund. So it's an index fund made up of all the largest stocks in the world. It moves with a lot of blue chip stocks.
TLT.
You can day trade it. They give you a demo. Test your skill with the demo. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for it. In this case, it's a $49 a month monthly subscription for the base one, and there's more expensive ones if you want more risk as well and you want a larger funded account. If you pass it, you get a 90% split anyway,
MMM.
which is similar to funding yourself. The risk is
HYZN,
yours.
HYZN.
It's
HYZN,
just the best way to learn how to day
HYZN.
trade, right? You can learn, trade.
HYZN.
If you fail, you know, it's not the end of the world. If you pass it, you get a
HYZN.
90% split. They paid out
HYZN,
$20 million.
HYZN.
In the
HYZN.
futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, silver, some currencies, and it's just a
HYZN.
HYZN.
But again, I'm biased. They're a sponsor of mine,
HYZN.
but they're just really useful. It's really useful because it gives you some risk, right? You still have to learn how to trade under pressure. You're still risking something. You're
HYZN.
not risking
PDD.
$5, $6, $10,
HYZN.
$20,000 like a lot of new traders are. And most day traders lose. And to be blunt, it's a lot cheaper to lose here. You know, understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations.
HYZN.
All that good stuff.
HYZN.
Trade off screen,
HYZN.
you're not going to see all my trades. A lot of stuff
HYZN.
there. Understand all of it.
HYZN.
Understand CFTC
HYZN.
4.41.
HYZN.
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 And,
HYZN.
yeah.
HYZN.
right, so we're still green. I'm a little tempted to add to this just because we're kind of riding this longer term trend here. But I think I'm just going to wait. All right, Amazon at 188. We're looking at that. Hey, what's up, Joe? 62 in New Orleans. John, once you get a funded account, can you trade in it whatever you want, or are you bound to their listed acceptable trades? I mean, what do you mean by that? I mean, you can trade mostly how you want. Like, there's some restrictions, like you can't trade off the spread. Like, there's a couple restrictions that are reasonable, but aside from, and there's I think there's an hour every day where you can't trade at the end of the day. But outside, or it might be like
HYZN.
somebody else might be. I never traded around
HYZN.
there, so I'm not really sure. But there's some restrictions on like the strategies you can use, but outside of that, you can trade whenever you want as long as it's within the allowable time frame. But I would check with their site and check everything with them first.
IMUX.
No options on options. No, this is only futures contract. These are only futures trades.
IMUX.
All right, so we are breaking down a little bit. We're up a little bit here.
TLT.
A lot of big earnings.
IMUX.
TLT.
IMUX. NCI.
Yeah, so we had earnings for a lot of these companies out.
TLT. HYZN.
So we're up 750. I'm probably gonna have to start to add some to this. I'm trying to take advantage of the range, and I'll go ahead and add some to this
TLT.
position here, just based off of being up enough to where I can. I'll add 2 contracts here. See if we can break down some more. I like the trade, and as I say that, it turns against me, which is all right. Well, there's no commissions. There's a small amount of fees per trade. It's 74 cents in fees per micro contract. So if you look at this, it's 74 cents in fees per trade, which is very small, right? That's not a lot at all. 74 cents in fees is better than you're going to get almost anywhere else.
TLT. TLT.
Hey, thank you, Joe. Yeah, hit that like button, chat. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to stream a little bit early. We got some Target news. What else we got going on right now, chat? Tesla. Where's Tesla at this morning? See, I like this. This is like really similar to TOS now.
HYZN.
Tesla's still down to 217, still looking kind of weak.
HYZN.
It's like
NCI.
150
GNPX.
or something like that. Overall, like, look,
HYZN.
every day trader in the beginning, almost every day trader. I'm not gonna say every day trader. Some traders get lucky. A large majority of day traders lose in the beginning. A large majority of day traders lose money in the beginning. It's just kind of inevitable. Most day traders lose money, right? You can either risk money yourself, like put up the money yourself and risk that, which is incredibly unreasonable. I think almost all day traders lose. It makes no sense just trying to look cool in markets. Or you could try a funded account program. Most day traders are still going to lose, right? Because most day traders lose regardless of where they go. It's just a lot cheaper on Top Step. Problem is, for me, I haven't traded futures. Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. But I think a lot of, if you try to day trade, futures is probably where you want to go anyway.
NCI.
Right, the futures market, there's no PDT rule, so you don't need 25 grand to day trade futures, right? And that's the powerful thing about it. You know, I know, like, personally, I went from penny stocks. I went from penny stocks to day trading blue chips. And then I went from day trading blue chips to starting to like I traded the SPY directly or the QQQ directly. Right, and then I went from trading those to saying, hey, well, I can just trade futures and have a much smaller account, risk much less trading futures. And so I went from them to trading futures. And so Eventually I evolved towards that, you know, so I did kind of evolve towards all that stuff. All right, so we finally got a little breakdown here. I'm gonna
HYZN.
go some more. I'm trying to take longer term day trades and just attack the ranges here. So that's what we're trying to do. We'll probably scale up our size in some of these
HYZN.
trades too. But so far so good. Yeah, I would start with
HYZN.
micro contracts, and I think the edge is huge because there's 0 commissions here with micros. There we go. So we're gonna take half off, just lock in some profit there, protect our trade, and let the rest work for us here. Just taking a longer term range bound trade. Yeah, the futures market, guys, was originally created to no, futures and options are different. Futures were originally created to give farmers a way to lock in prices of their
GNPX.
crops, because they would grow crops, and when it came time to yield those crops, the
HYZN.
prices fluctuated so much to where it wasn't profitable. They didn't know how much they were going to get for their crops before they yielded them. And so what they started doing is selling contracts, locking in the price of their crops to speculative investors.
GNPX.
They called them futures contracts because
GNPX.
they were betting on future prices of commodities, right? So they called them futures. And so there's less red tape in futures because, you know, eventually the futures market industry grew to where now it's
GNPX.
huge. It's completely massive. And, you know, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, gold, silver, all these different commodities, cattle prices, the Russell, some currencies on top step. And so, like, it's grown so much in that period of time, you know.
QNCX.
Don't sell your video. I started trading. Ooh, look at this beautiful drop. We'll take it so far. I'm going to add to this now since we're very green in the trade. Maybe it's a
NCI.
bad decision, but I still think we're in that downward trend that we're betting on. I'm
GNPX.
changing my system up a little bit. Like I've attacked reversals a lot, but I think the best thing to do now is to attack trends. I can still attack extension, but extension in the right trend direction, I think, is what I should do. And at this point, we do have a cushion now, so we'll see if we can break down a little bit more.
KLC.
GNPX.
You're right, most lost a lot. I mean, it's easy to take what I said out of context. What I said is that if you're brand new as a trader and you make money, it's probably luck. Right? Most day
AGMH.
traders lose. Beginner's luck can be a toxic thing for traders too, because every day trader wants to think they're the new Warren Buffett once they get a couple wins under their belt. The problem is none of them are, and they almost all lose money. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take another piece of that.
GNPX.
Also, just locked it in. So at this point in time, we've got we got some profit on the trade. It's really early in pre-market.
NCI. NCI.
See if we
KLC.
can break down a little bit. We made 20 bucks. We're okay with that. And this is the beautiful part about Top Step X, is that there's no PDT.
HYZN.
Do this and there's no fees. Basically, there's basically no fees, or there's basically no commission. That's what I meant to say.
HYZN.
All right, so we got another breakdown here.
HYZN. HYZN.
I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this
HYZN.
here. So we made a nice little gain, shorting the top of that range. I think we probably could have held it longer too. So we're
ADTX.
looking at the longer term trend that you can kind of see here, and so I think we probably could have held it longer too. I mean, it can work under the right conditions, Martin. Like the VY bounce works when anything is trending, right? So an example of that is, let me put the VWAP up on this chart.
ZIM.
MMM. MMM.
So here's the VWAP here. I don't want the upper and lower bands.
MMM.
Yuli. IMUX.
think I fixed one on here.
GNPX. HYZN. GNPX. GNPX.
Yeah, it can work. I want the
BIVI.
VWAP with no bands.
GNPX.
For the VWAP auto anchored. But yeah, here's the volume weighted average price.
GNPX.
So the VWAP can work. The fade can work. So the blue line is the VWAP. The fade can work because anything that's trending, like Tesla trending,
HYZN.
you know, right? The VWAP fade worked here and here. So the fade
NCI.
can work regardless of the chart, right? You just got to make sure to put it up. Tesla down there though.
Q.
Some of my favorite indicators are just basic trends here though, like this.
HYZN. HYZN.
DASH and FI.
HYZN.
Enters a collaboration with
I'm one of the best
DoorDash
traders in the
to
world. Don't
embed
brag,
financial
I'm just telling the
services
truth.
within the digital platform. Delta Alpha Sandy Hotel
Congrats,
and
man.
Foxtrot India.
This will be a good time to go long because it'll hit the top of the channel. And what?
SIFY SIFI Technologies reporting Q2 sales of 122.67 million, missing the 152.7 million estimate for Sandy India Foxtrot Yankee SIFY.
Yeah, I'll have to fix my
HYZN.
Top X charting.
HYZN.
It's not the best. Top X has great charting. My charting's not the best. I got to set up my system
HYZN.
a little bit better, I think. Right? But we're doing okay. Top X is super powerful. I like it, but I got to fix my system a little bit more. Is the music loud for y'all relative to my voice chat? Is it? If it is, let me know.
PDD. Gold. MMM.
IMUX. GNPX. SRM. PHUN. SRM. 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 HYZN. HYZN.
IBKR Interactive Broker files
HYZN.
Form 8K disclosing revised operating results for Q3.
IMUX. GNPX. GNPX.
BCTX.
GNPX.
BCTX.
BCTX.
BCTX. BCTX.
SRM.
BCTX. BCTX.
BCTX. GNPX. HYZN.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address off the internet, but want to handle the removals yourself,
BCTX.
BCTX. BCTX. BCTX.
SRM.
BCTX.
BCTX.
BCTX. BCTX.
BCTX.
BCTX.
BCTX.
MMM.
Alright, so we're still right in the middle of the range. The problem when you're attacking trends is, like, you can see we're right in this middle range here. And I think this middle range is a dangerous spot. How's Apple looking? Apple was breaking highs recently. Right?
HYZN.
Yeah. So Apple is at 235.
HYZN.
Now, lifetime highs on Apple. If I pull Apple chart up. You know, lifetime highs on Apple. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, so lifetime highs on Apple are up here, right around 237s. So we're still a few bucks away from lifetime highs on Apple. We still got a long way to go. Is the music too loud, chat?
IMUX.
I can turn it down here. I got you guys. Is that better?
MMM.
Should be a little bit better. I hear a couple people say
HYZN.
Ford.
SRM.
Ford at 1080s.
BIVI.
A little bit, yes. Okay, gotcha.
SRM.
Yeah, I see BIVI. It's a penny stock, though. I'm not really interested in buying up some of these
SRM.
penny stock companies, though. Like, most of them are just not very good. Right? These penny stock companies, like, most of them are just not good companies. Okay, yeah, we turn the music down a little bit.
HYZN. GNPX. BIVI. GNPX. BIVI. HYZN.
PDD.
Now it's right at the middle round of the trend here.
GNPX.
Put up some other stuff. We did have like Verizon,
BIVI.
RTX posted earnings today. RTX ended up rebounding all the way back up. Look at it. So
GNPX.
3-minute charts.
IBKR Interactive Brokers
BCTX.
expects dispute settlement to add $78 million to reported general and administrative expenses. for
HYZN.
Q3. Now reporting
BCTX,
adjusted EPS of $1.61 versus the
HYZN.
previously reported $1.75. That's India
HYZN.
Bravo
D.
Kilo Romeo IBKR.
HYZN. GNPX. HYZN.
Alright,
HYZN.
chat, so I want to mess with the theme here.
CNTX.
Okay.
MSFT.
All right, guys. Yeah, no, I usually have NVIDIA. I'll put NVIDIA up. Well, we've got the regular NASDAQ on the left side. Here's NVIDIA.
SRM.
NVIDIA up to 144s, man. I didn't even realize NVIDIA was breaking highs, man. Look at NVIDIA. So this thing's breaking lifetime highs this morning. I didn't even notice. That's crazy. Look at NVIDIA up there, man. So NVIDIA's doing things this morning. That's probably what's dragging markets up with us.
GNPX. Yuli.
The perfect t-shirt does exist, and it's from our most tagged collection ever, the Cotton Collection. These are the sets you've seen all over your feed, and every style is perfectly cut for the most flattering shape. We designed the Cotton Collection in 2 ultra soft fabrics, cotton jersey.
Don't fight the trend. Well, the trend so far is on the downside if we look at the longer term trend here, which is what I've been using this morning. So I definitely think this is down. I kind of have to wait and see if we get some better movement here, but I just got to wait, I think. Too
ZVSA.
much hype? I don't know if it's too much. It's just, we got to wait for it. NVIDIA now 30% of my portfolio. Run is so overweight, but the bull thesis is still intact. Yeah. Alright, so Facebook owner Meta
GNPX.
restarts facial recognition tech and celeb bait crackdown. So 3 years after Meta
HYZN.
shut down facial
CVSA,
recognition software on
CVSA,
Facebook,
CVSA,
well, a privacy
CVSA,
retrospect, they now settled
CVSA,
testing the services as
CVSA.
part of a crackdown on
ZVSA,
ZVSA.
Diverse Therapeutics,
AI
highlights
scams.
published
Meta
data
said it'll-
demonstrating that
it
obesity,
will roll
CVSA,
out $50
CVSA.
user
CVSA
trial, which
implicated in
involves
the
automatic
ZVSA.
comparing your
neurodegenerative
Facebook
diseases.
photos with their used
That's Zulu
images and
Victor
suspected
Sandy
scam
Alpha,
advertisements.
ZVSA.
I think this is honestly good.
ZVSA.
I think this is
ZVSA.
honestly pretty good. The reason I think this
ZVSA,
is good is
ZVSA.
because I have
ZVSA,
seen
ZVSA,
so many
on that.
fake
ZVSA,
elons, so many fake
ZVSA,
ZVSA.
ZVSA,
so many fake people in
ZVSA.
general, right? And what they'll do is they'll do something
SSL.
like this, right? They'll put a public figure out there on the world. Right? They'll put a
ZVSA,
public figure out there,
ZVSA,
ZVSA.
and they
ZVSA.
will say things like,
As
they'll
I
put a
versus
public
shares
figure out
hitting
there, and if I've got a product, say I've
$3.77
got
at
a
the high,
product
up
for John's,
$1.47. That's CBSA.
say I got a product for Steve's Coffee, all right? They'll put like Elon or some other public figure.
Shares of
out, and they'll be
HYZN Motors
Steve's
hit a high of
Coffee is the greatest
$4.30
coffee of all time. I drink Steve's
Now
coffee
at
every morning
$2.98.
before I ride in my Tesla, you know. Steve's Coffee is what powers our FSD,
GNPX.
you know, and ridiculous stuff like that. That's just, it's just obviously it's just kind of a joke example, but that's what they do.
CVSA.
And they advertise their own scamming
SRM.
products, and then they usually just try to scam people into buying some
CVSA.
nonsense, right? And they use public figures and AI to do it, right? And this has become incredibly prevalent on the internet right now. And so I think this is probably a good thing because it stops people from manipulating.
GNPX.
You see it with like Joe Rogan a lot. Like you see it a lot with Joe Rogan.
HYZN.
Tesla stock, Lily, down at the trend
MMM.
market. Yeah, I mean the trend's down, but I also am hesitant to short it. We're kind of middle range here, so I gotta wait for us to get out of this middle range. First. We're green on the day. We did make some money on the day.
HYZN.
We just gotta wait to see some better action, I think.
FTEK Fuel Tech
Just gotta wait for some
announcing
better
fuel
pricing.
chem
FTE.
contract for a new domestic utility customer.
MSTR.
Kilo. AUBN
AOLN,
Auburn
NESQ,
National out with their
INDP.
results. Alpha Uniform Bravo November.
Boom.
PCAR PACCAR reporting.
ALLK.
Apple at 234.
PACCAR
So Apple just
reporting.
cracked low.
Go,
So
go.
Apple is one of the stocks that are kind of
GNPX.
dragging us down some here.
$1.85.
HYZN.
Top right.
The estimate was
HYZN.
$1.82.
Dude, I want like Boeing and some other stuff up too, but
Revenue of 8.24 billion. The
Look at
estimate
NVIDIA
was
here. Look at NVIDIA's
7.6
got,
billion
look
for
at
Papa
NVIDIA. I'm gonna
Charlie
put a
Alpha
1 minute chart
Romeo.
up. Yeah, look at NVIDIA up to 144s, which is kind of crazy.
MGTX Mir
GNPX.
Yeah, you know,
Mirac
older
ALLR.
people are so
announcing
susceptible
5
to that
posters
type
at
of
European
stuff, man.
Society of Gene and
Like,
Cell
people
HYZN.
Therapy
who
Congress.
are just super,
FFI.
and I'm not talking about like 30,
MGTX.
40, 50,
IVIT.
60 year olds. I'm talking about like
HL.
70, 80 year olds.
CVSA.
Like,
NSC
they're just
Norfolk
really
Southern
susceptible
to
reporting
that type of stuff,
$3.25.
right? They don't
The
understand
estimate was
how
$3.11. That's
technology has gotten.
adjusted. That's November Sandy Charlie. Revenue of
You know,
400 million. The
Like,
estimate
I think, like the speed at which you
Assistant.
think
checking on
goes
the
down over
revenue.
time as you get older and older. And I think,
Revenue
so I
of
think the people that
3.1
fall for it the
billion
most,
For
unfortunately, are
Norfolk
the
Southern,
older
the estimate was
populations, right? Because they
3.086
are
billion. So that's a
just-
beat for
you know, especially like these
CVSA.
investment scams. You see
November
like a lot of
Sandy
older
Charlie.
people, unfortunately.
NSC.
ACHR.
CVSA.
INDP and Adaptus
LPTX.
Therapeutics
CVSA.
announcing clinical supply agreement with BeiGene to evaluate novel cancer treatment combinations.
CVSA.
First clinical trial
CVSA.
combining Tizelimab and Decoy 20 expected to start in 2025.
Assistant.
That is INDP
HYZN.
and BGNE.
Knock.
What's up, Leland?
Eric. ONFO. ZVSA. ACHR.
HYZN. ALLR. Assistant.
PDD.
You're a good salesman,
Assistant.
John. I want to buy Steve's Coffee in the world. I mean, it is the greatest coffee of all time ever in the world.
Assistant.
Steve's Coffee, top 3 coffee beans ever.
Assistant.
Apple breaking lows. Though, guys.
Assistant.
Apple's breaking lows. Market's
Assistant.
kind of pushing higher. I'm gonna put one
PTCX.
chart up here, and I'm gonna just put up Nvidia here. Look at Nvidia.
Assistant.
Freeport McMoran.
ENSC.
Nvidia's up.
ENSC. ENSC.
If
Q3
Nvidia can hold up here, it's gonna break
net
Assistant.
lifetime
income
highs at the
of
opening bell.
526 million, 36
Assistant.
cents per
Yeah, my
share.
grandma got a smartphone, and once a week
The
I have to clear
estimate
out her
was
notifications
30
'cause she thinks she's done something wrong. Yeah, for sure. I have to help in-laws.
8
and other
cents.
people,
Checking
too,
on
with
that.
their social
See if
media.
it compares.
My dad's the type who just never uses it. So my dad just doesn't use social media. My dad's the type that just avoids it altogether, which I can respect, right? But I've got other like in-laws and family that don't.
SRM.
And they, yeah, they need help, and that's okay. I get it.
TVGN.
You know, I get it. Yeah, the WhatsApp scammers are
PDD.
relentless, bro. They're the
38
best.
cents
CVSA.
adjusted.
They're the ones that are the
38
most
cents
evil, I
adjusted
think.
on FCX.
I just
HYZN.
think like if you find yourself ripping off old ladies,
So that
HYZN.
is
like, regardless
a
of where
beat.
you
The
live,
estimate was
regardless of how
35
much
cents
you make,
adjusted
that's what
on
you find yourself
FCX.
doing
Foxtrot
throughout life,
Charlie X-ray.
somewhere you
HYZN.
SOBR.
you know, like if that's your job, and you've,
SCPX Scorpius
somehow
Holdings
gotten to this
announcing
point in life
partnership
where
with
you're
U.S.
just scamming
biotech
old
company.
ladies on WhatsApp, somewhere you failed.
Biotech company to transfer research cell bank to Scorpius facilities. That is SCPX.
SYTA.
Yeah, my wife
NUKK
trained
Nucleus
jujitsu with me,
announcing
so did my
reverse
daughter.
stock
Yeah,
split
my wife
to
has the only
begin
rule
trading
my
on
wife has
October
is she doesn't.
24th.
She's not rolling with
That's
any men except for me.
NUKK.
Right, and I can respect that rule.
PRFX.
You know, so
ERFX.
she wants to learn, but she doesn't want to roll with any other men.
ENSC.
And I can
ENSC.
respect that.
CVSA.
And she did pretty good. She moved really well. My daughter
PRFX,
and my wife had a
PRFX.
sparring session on Sunday because we've been doing like, private
PRFX.
lessons.
BIVI.
RCM.
DRCT Direct Digital
And so my
Holdings
daughter
filed for
has
resale of
been
up to
training for, like, a
2.93
couple
million
months.
shares.
PRFX.
Really, my daughter's been training for about a
That's
year.
an
She
PRFX.
hasn't really
PRFX.
trained a
Charlie
lot. She's probably been to like 7
DRCT.
classes. And my wife had never
RXRX
trained ever
Recursion
before,
Pharma,
but they
first
both know some
patient
basic
dosed.
things that I've taught them about.
SGM.
Look
SOBR.
at the market push up here,
Big
guys.
spread.
So we're watching Nvidia try to push up
In
as
its
well.
phase 2
We're
clinical
watching,
trial of
the Nasdaq
REC
get to the top of the range of this
3964.
trend,
SOBR.
which again, I might
That's
change
RXRX,
SOBR.
Romeo
SOBR.
X-ray, Romeo
We're gonna keep
X-ray.
it long.
Watch the
We're
spread.
gonna keep it light. We're gonna jump into
SOBR.
contracts here.
Watch the
SGMO,
spread.
Sangamo
We're gonna see
Therapeutics,
what
SOBR.
FDA
first
confirms
after
Big spread.
ETFR slope
whether we
data
go
can
up
serve
more
as
and we
basis
add
for
to this
approval. That's
contract
Sandy
here on the
Golf,
upside. So we'll add
Michael
two contracts
Oscar.
here now.
SOBR. SOBR.
SOBR.
SOBR.
Watch the spread.
SOBR.
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 Watch the spread.
SoberSafe
SOBR.
launches
Watch the
alcohol
spread.
detection software. That's
SOBR.
Sandy Oscar Bravo Romeo, SOBR.
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 SOBR. SOBR.
Nvidia is breaking highs though, which I do not like at all.
Very.
Shares popping on that news. SOBR.
Nvidia go up there.
SOBR. SOBR.
$15
SOBR.
spike on that.
SOBR.
We are getting some
Big spread.
downward pressure though, so it's not the worst. We're only down $10.
Up
$15.
$6.21.
Blaze. Gatorade sucks by water. Look at this old picture of me.
HYZN.
I remember
STM.
this picture. Yeah.
STM.
This is what the scammers think, guys. I don't know if
PDD.
anybody saw this. So the scammers, right? Where this joke
PDD.
comes from.
VSAC.
is that the
SOBR.
scammers
SOBR.
SOBR.
Send me emails.
SOBR.
Right? They send me emails and they say, "Hey, John, you know, this is Aquafina
HYZN.
messaging you. Here at Aquafina, we love, apparently, the stock market, you know, and we think your audience, John, at Beginner Trading would be prime customers
HYZN.
for Aquafina water." We actually had another one try to pretend they were San Pellegrino, you know, and they were like, "We've been
NVDL.
watching your
HYZN.
content and we
WMT,
love it."
Walmart launched same-day pharmacy delivery. Whiskey Michael Tango.
NVDL.
HYZN.
NVDL. STM.
HYZN.
One ticker,
TCBP.
one trade every week. Hey, millionaire trader Nate Bear here, and today,
MMM.
Folks, Michael
SRM.
Burry has
NVDL.
been making aggressive moves behind the scenes. In today's
NVDL.
video, we need to discuss,
SRM.
number one, his
NVDA.
latest
HYZN.
predictions. Number two, his latest
NVDL.
moves and what they
SRM.
tell us. Number three, his top
NVDA.
holdings and the
SGMO.
insights that we can learn from them. And then we've got a sponsored segment on ticker symbol QNTM and why you may
ALLR.
just want to pay attention to it
SRM.
before tomorrow. Quantum
ALLR.
Biopharma is a stock that we featured before here on the channel at around $5 a share, and it has been in an overall massive momentum cycle recently, taking it to recent highs at $8.86. In today's sponsored segment, I want to explain the
SGMO.
latest on this company and why you may want to start your due diligence on it as soon as possible. And as always, if you're the one taking the risk, you got to be the one doing the ultimate frisk. Always do your own research on all ideas and information presented here on the channel. Okay, so as you know, Michael
ENSC.
Burry is known as the man who predicted the
ENSC.
2007 housing market crash and made a fortune doing it.
ALLR.
Burry's bet against the
ALLR,
housing
Alarity
market earned his
Therapeutics to
hedge
be
fund
granted
Scion
European
Capital
patent
almost
freedom.
$1 billion
ALLR.
in profits.
PRFX.
But he's also made
ALLR.
many other good
That's
trades since then.
TLT. ALLR. TLT. STM. ALLR. ALLR.
ALLR.
ONFO. SOBR. LPSN. ALLR, ALLR,
ALLR. OKLO.
NVDL,
GNPX.
NVDL, NVDA,
TWST, Twist
ALLR,
Bioscience
ENSC,
enters its
ALLR.
royalty purchase agreement with Soma for
ALLR,
$15 million
ALLR.
in cash. Tango Whiskey Sandy
ENSC,
Tango.
ENSC,
TWST.
ENSC,
Twist to
SOBR.
retain all upfront
Big
service
spread.
and other revenue.
NVDL,
Twist retains full rights to
Duo.
future biopharma collaborations. That's Tango Whiskey Sandy Tango.
NVDL,
TWST.
OKLO.
NVDL, NVDL,
ZVSA.
MMM,
SRM. GNPX.
CORZ,
CVSA.
CORZ,
SRM.
NEO, Neogenomics, received
ZVSA.
New York State approval for
CORZ.
the Neo Comprehensive Solid Tumor Test. That's November Echo Oscar. NEO, Neogenomics.
ENSC, ENSC, ENSC,
GNPX.
HAYW,
SOBR.
very, HAYW, DJT, DJT, DJT,
CORZ.
DJT,
Big spread.
GRFS, Grifols partners with BARDA for proof of concept testing of ocular
BCTX.
immunoglobulin as treatment for sulfur mustard-induced eye injury.
MMM,
That's Golf Romeo Foxtrot Sandy. GRFS. ABL, Abacus Life. It provides preliminary Q3 results. Sees Q3 total revenue between $26 and $28 million.
GNPX.
That is Alpha Bravo Lima, ABL.
Duo, MMM,
GNPX.
SMSI, MMM, MMM,
GNPX.
DJT, MMM,
SOBR. Big spread.
CORZ, DJT, DJT,
HYZN.
APLD, MMM,
SOBR.
DJT,
HYZN. HYZN. HYZN.
CORZ, DJT,
HYZN.
CORZ, DJT, TLT, TLT,
SRM.
TLT,
HYZN. HYZN.
HYZN, DJT,
HYZN. HYZN.
TLT, DJT,
HYZN.
CYCC, TLT,
HYZN.
APLD,
HYZN.
DJT, 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 CYCC, DJT, 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 DJT,
GE Aerospace CEO says we'll be ramping up deliveries of GE9X engine next year, maybe at a slower rate than was anticipated. Says more engines for Boeing 77X will go out in the
PDD,
remaining 2 months of
CORZ.
Q4. That is Golf Echo
CORZ.
and BA.
BCTX.
MMM,
BCTX. HYZN.
MMM, PHUN, HYZN,
HYZN.
PDD,
HYZN. BCTX.
MMM,
HYZN.
PDD, PDD, VOXX, PDD, DJT, YSG, DJT, DJT, PDD, DJT,
ALLR.
PHUN,
ALLR.
MSFT, MSFT,
PHUN,
PHUN,
Funware
MSFT,
shares at the highs
DJT,
now. Papa Hotel
DJT.
Uniform November.
CORZ, MSFT, MSFT, DJT, CORZ,
CMG introducing the new AI hiring platform
CORZ,
to support its accelerated growth. That's
CORZ.
Charlie Michael
CORZ.
Golf. CORZ, Core
MSFT,
Scientific,
DJT,
announcing
GNPX.
exercise of
DJT,
final contract option
DJT,
for delivery of about 120 megawatt additional digital
DJT.
infrastructure, increases potential cumulative revenue to $8.7 billion over
HYZN.
12-year
DJT,
contract
DJT,
terms. That's Charlie Oscar Romeo Zulu, CORZ.
DJT, DJT, HTCO,
HYZN.
Shares of Core Scientific
DJT,
spiking on that
DJT.
news.
HYZN.
$13.58 on CORZ.
GNPX. ZVSA.
DJT, DJT,
ZVSA.
DJT,
GNPX.
PHUN, 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 PHUN,
ZVSA.
PHUN, PHUN, CAG,
PHUN. PWM.
PHUN, PHUN, PHUN,
PHUN.
PHUN,
PHUN.
PHUN,
HYZN. 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 OKLO. North Northeast.
WWR.
Big spread. SOBR. Big spread. Yuling. SOBR. North Northeast. Big spread. SRM. PHUN. GNPX. HYZN. JBDI. HYZN. HYZN. SOBR.
ELEV.
HYZN. 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 Assistant.
LTBR.
And since I've been in the markets, he's plagued the headlines of every
GNPX.
media outlet year after year, saying that the big crash is coming just around the corner. But what many
GNPX.
people don't know is he's also made many good trades since that
GNPX.
original hedge fund bet. For example, 2 years before the GameStop trading frenzy
TCOM.
began, Burry believed GameStop shares were
HYZN.
significantly undervalued. He started buying
HYZN.
shares, eventually amassing a 5% stake in the company, and Burry even wrote to GameStop's management, pushing them
Assistant.
to buy back shares and improve the company.
LTBR.
Later on, Ryan Cohen, the founder of Chewy, bought a 13% stake in GameStop in early 2021, and this move caught the attention of traders on Reddit, led by Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, and as you know, they banded together to
HYZN.
trigger a gamma squeeze, sending GameStop stock price soaring. As folks say, can't stop, won't stop GameStop. Sadly, it has been stopped lately. But anyways,
LTBR.
GameStop stock rocketed by an incredible 2,500%. Burry didn't hold on until the end, but his early
CUK.
investment turned into a whopping $250 million profit from just a $14 million position. That's the kind of game that catches everyone's attention. But Burry's successful trades go far beyond GameStop and the housing market. He also made successful bets on tech companies such as Google and Facebook during their
Assistant.
early growth
LTBR.
phases, capitalizing on their potential before they became the giants they are today. In the
PHUN.
aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, he made profitable bets on undervalued companies like Citigroup and Bank of America, which were
NCA.
struggling at the time but eventually recovered as the market rebounded. Burry also identified opportunities in
LTBR.
water rights, seeing the
HYZN.
growing scarcity of fresh water as an important future asset. Personally, even as a
HYZN.
red-blooded capitalist myself, I'm not
HYZN.
so sure that water rights should be something that are traded by hedge funds, but nonetheless, hey, Burry did it and he did it successfully. Okay, moving on to his predictions. So Mr. Burry has made several notable predictions in 2024, which are in line with his contrarian perspective. Early in 2024, Burry issued another
HYZN.
warning about a major market downturn akin to his earlier infamous prediction of the 2008 financial crisis. He highlighted growing systemic risks in the banking sector and
EWCZ.
excessive leverage in both corporate and consumer debt. He has likened the current market environment to previous bubbles, suggesting that a significant correction could be on the horizon. Burry has also expressed ongoing concerns about persistent inflation. As the rate cuts are starting, he
SRM.
believes that
CRM.
inflationary pressures will return because of the structural shifts in supply chains
SRM.
and geopolitical tensions that are heating up once again. He has particularly pointed out the rising costs in energy and
LTBR.
wages
HYZN.
as long-term drivers of inflation, which central banks might struggle to control. In the second quarter
HYZN.
of 2024, Mr. Burry made headlines for placing a sizable short position against the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 through options trading. Now, so far, Powell has said F your puts, but this move
LTBR.
indicated his belief that the recent market rallies are unsustainable and the
LTBR.
fundamentals do not support the current valuations. Now, in terms of his expertise, which is really banking and real estate
BCTX.
specifically, well, Burry has highlighted severe vulnerabilities in the commercial real estate sector,
LTBR.
especially related to office spaces. He believes that the shift to remote work has left many
LTBR.
office buildings
LTBR.
underutilized, and as refinancing becomes more
LTBR.
difficult due to tightening credit conditions,
LTBR.
there could be a wave of defaults and reduced property valuations. And you
LTBR.
are seeing that backed up by the data. He has been right on this. Burry has also mentioned a positive outlook for precious metals, including gold and silver, as well as some commodities like
BCTX.
oil and natural gas. He believes these assets are likely to appreciate due to inflationary risks that we highlighted earlier, and also they're pecking for being good, safe havens amidst broader economic and geopolitical uncertainty. Burry has also commented on the artificial intelligence sector, which he believes, of course, is experiencing a bubble similar to previous tech hype cycles. While acknowledging the potential of AI technology, he has pointed out that many companies in the AI space are being overvalued based on speculative investments rather than actual earnings or cash flow. Burry has also raised concerns about the global debt cycle, specifically highlighting how both public and private debts have reached levels that are unsustainable in the long run. He has suggested that major defaults could begin to occur, particularly in countries or corporations with high exposure to foreign-denominated debt. He is particularly wary of developing economies facing debt pressures from a strengthening dollar. Burry has also warned about rising consumer credit card debt and the increasing reliance on credit to sustain spending. He predicts that as interest rates have fallen only slightly, consumers will face
Benzinga market update. S&P futures down 20.75. The Dow futures down 123. Nasdaq is down 8.75. Crude is up 51 cents at $70.55. Natural gas down 3 cents at $2.28. Gold up $12.10 at $27.50.90. Bitcoin futures down 660 at $67,310.
Valued at over $1.6 billion, which means Burry was seriously anticipating a market downturn. Obviously, so far this hasn't worked out well, but Burry has taken other positions too. Burry has made significant investments in precious metals this year, particularly in gold and silver. He believes that inflation is far from being under control, so precious metals will hedge against that risk. Burry has bought energy stocks. Burry has bet against commercial real estate, but I want to talk about his top holdings. As of the latest 13F filings, Alibaba is one of his biggest positions, and this has around 25% of his total portfolio, and the price has already gone up 26.7% since he bought it. Why did he buy it? Well, he's betting on China's economic recovery. Burry's large position in Alibaba, Baba Go Shiba Baba, indicates confidence in China's economic rebound. After regulatory crackdowns that battered Chinese tech giants, the Chinese government has shown signs of easing restrictions and stimulating massively. This sets the stage for growth as consumer demand returns. Now, it's yet to be seen if that actually happens, but this might have been why Burry has been buying it. Alibaba is also one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. Despite competition, its comprehensive ecosystem covering retail, logistics, cloud computing, and digital payments makes it a powerhouse in the Chinese economy. With room for global expansion, the stock is also trading at a significant discount compared to its past valuations due to regulatory fears. Burry likely sees this as an opportunity to buy into a high-performing growth company at a lower price, and one that is historically cheap. There's also a lot of potential in terms of Alibaba's cloud computing arm, Alibaba Cloud. It's a key driver of future growth, and it capitalizes on the global shift towards digital transformation and cloud services. Think how profitable Amazon Web Services has been. Well, this could be a version of that, but for China. The second position is Shift4 Payments.
DNB, Dun & Bradstreet.
About 14% of his portfolio,
London
and the price has gone up about
ORCL.
Bradstreet announced multi-year strategic collaboration to broaden access to private market
providing end-to-end
information.
payment processing and software solutions for merchants. Shift4 is known for its highly integrated, innovative payment systems, which offer both cost-saving and efficiency benefits to merchants. Their cloud-based systems allow them to tap into the growing fintech market, creating opportunities for expansion. And in terms of why Burry might be buying the stock, well, I think he might see it as undervalued compared to other fintech stocks. The company has a smaller market cap compared to giants like PayPal and or Square, but its robust growth prospects make it a strong contender in the digital payment space. Number 3, Molina Healthcare, MOH. This is about 13% of his portfolio, and the price has gone down about 14% since he bought it. Why Burry may be in it, though? Well, Molina operates in a highly stable and regulated segment, providing health insurance to low-income individuals under government programs like Medicaid. We talked about this type of company in the context of Clove yesterday, but anything that is in these government programs for healthcare, well, they have a lot of protection and they're growing rapidly. And on top of that, I mean, healthcare is typically seen as a defensive sector, meaning it performs well during both economic expansions and recessions because, let's face it, people need healthcare regardless of whether the economy's up or down. As healthcare costs rise and the government expands Medicaid, Molina is likely to benefit from increased enrollment, and the company's focus on cost-effective healthcare solutions position it to capture a larger market share. Burry may believe that continued support from the government for healthcare services will provide steady revenue growth, and that seems like a pretty solid bet. Molina's robust, busty cash flow and earnings growth provide financial stability, which also could make it an attractive buy to Mr. Burry. Number 4, Baidu, Mr. Baidu. So this is about 11% of his portfolio, and the price has gone down about 9% since he bought it. Why Burry may be in it? Well, AI and autonomous driving leadership is a big factor, Baidu is a major player in China's AI and autonomous driving sectors. Its investments in AI technologies and its autonomous driving platform, Apollo, position Baidu as a leader in cutting-edge innovation in the massive Chinese market. Baidu continues to dominate the search engine market there, capturing significant revenue from digital advertising. They have massive cloud services growth. Quite frankly, I mean, they seem to get themselves right in the middle of most tech development within that country. Number 5, JD.com, capping off yet another Chinese exposure play. This is about 10% of his portfolio, and the price has gone up about 39% since he bought it. Why might Burry be in it, though? Why might he be burrowing into this position? Well, JD.com is one of China's largest e-commerce platforms, similar to Alibaba, GoShipababa. JD.com has been heavily investing in automation,
Accenture made a strategic investment through Accenture Ventures in Reality Defender. Disclosed that's after early November.
Burry's top 5 holdings in 2024 reflect a mix of defensive plays like with Molina Healthcare, strategic exposure to Chinese tech like Alibaba, JD, and Baidu, and growth opportunities in fintech like Shift4 Payments. His bets on Chinese companies, despite regulatory concerns, likely stem from his belief in the long-term potential of these firms as the Chinese economy stabilizes. Now, it's up
Trump media announcing release of Truth streaming on Android TV.
Another
That's
focus outside of China that Burry is involved in is his focus on cash flow specifically. Many of his top holdings outside of the ones we mentioned are ones with strong cash flow, such as Bristol Myers
GATX with their earnings
results,
results, Golf Alpha Tango X-Ray.
He has mentioned many times that Japan presents value opportunities,
reporting adjusted earnings of $2.50.
With a weaker yen, Burry sees opportunities in Japanese exports and undervalued balance.
The estimate was $1.85, so that's a beat for GATX. Revenue $405 million. The estimate $391 million, so that's a beat for Golf Alpha Tango X-Ray.
And again, like I said earlier,
AMPG, Amplitech Group,
precious metals, particularly gold and silver, betting that inflation is going to get out of control again. So anyways, let us know what you think about Burry's positions down below. And now
Amplitech Group's AGT GSS division signs 5-year supply
ENSC,
MS, neurodegenerative diseases, and alcohol detoxification. What are some main reasons why you may want to pay attention to the stock? Well, there's a promising pipeline and therapeutic focus. Quantum Biopharma has positioned itself to tackle significant unmet medical needs.
ENSC,
in demand. The company's lead product candidate, Lucid MS, is being developed
PHUN Fundware shares continuing to spike here now, $9.73.
HYZN
Papa Hotel Uniform November.
There is a pressing need for
NVEI Nuvei announcing partnership with Big Commerce BIGC, launching internationally across North America, Europe, and APAC.
Aspect of MS that leads to neurological dysfunction. If successful,
NVEI and BIGC,
a leader in MS therapeutics. The global MS therapeutics market is projected to grow from
SNOA, Sonoma Pharmaceuticals, announcing amendment number 1 to distribution agreement with Medline Industries dated August 19. Oscar Alpha, SNOA,
as it targets the underlying rather than just managing the symptom. There's also key agreements in clinical advancement. In September 2024, Quantum signed an agreement with Ingenu CRO to conduct a clinical study for primary progressive multiple sclerosis, a particularly challenging form of MS with few effective treatments available. This partnership signals an important advancement in its research effort, showcasing the company's ability to bring therapies closer to clinical testing and potentially to market. Now, folks, as clinical studies progress, any positive results could be a game changer for Quantum Biopharma's valuation. Early stage biopharma companies often see substantial stock price jumps following favorable trial data, which could bring significant gains for investors. The company is actively pursuing fast-track and orphan drug for its treatments, which would accelerate the FDA review process and grant market exclusivity, which also provides substantial upside potential. Now, I want to talk to you about Unbuzzed. Quantum Biopharma's product Unbuzzed has caught the attention of investors and wellness advocates alike. This product is designed to speed up alcohol metabolism, helping individuals reduce blood alcohol levels more quickly and improve mental clarity after alcohol consumption. Now, why exactly is this a big deal, Charlie? Why, Charlito? Well, alcohol misuse remains a significant public health issue globally, with millions of people impacted by overconsumption, while Quantum Biopharma is targeting a substantial wellness and recovery market. The product can be particularly appealing in social settings, making it a potential lifestyle choice for consumers. Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank, has publicly endorsed Unbuzzed, lending credibility and visibility to the product. So anyways, folks, as Quantum Biopharma continues to advance its clinical trials, refine its consumer products, and secure strategic partnerships, the potential for substantial stock price appreciation is evident, and perhaps that is why we are seeing a nice rally-rallyto now.
GNPX.
Of course, as with any stock, there is never any guarantees, and that is why we always remind you got to do your own due diligence. Penny stocks, small cap stocks can go up fast, but they can also dumpito just as fast, so the key is making sure that you are taking the time to do your due diligence, you're taking the time to consider risk management, and you're taking the time to do a full conducted investigation on any type of stock that you're considering doing anything with. Anyways, that caps off today's video, and we will see you in the next one.
This year, believe the West is ours. This year, we show them it's a young man's league. This year, the Wolves finish what we started.
GNPX. HYZN.
VIAV.
HYZN.
In this video, I'm going to talk about a high-risk micro-cap play that I took for a swing trade in today's video. Yes, of course, any micro-cap is high risk. They're not considered long-term holds, but this one I'm looking at for a very short-term swing trade opportunity for potentially a run-up simply, or maybe even news that the company has been talking about. I'll go over some potential news that this company is going to put out within their PRs, and I'll talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about ticker NITO in this video. Like I said, this is a micro cap play. It's at just at a $2.34 million market cap. It did have a pretty big run up today, about well over 100% run up today, but it is all the way back down at some reasonable levels where I decided to get back into ticker NITO at a current average cost of $24.28, 72,000 shares, guys. Hopefully I can sell this 40, 50 cents. If it does work out, I'll probably have a stop loss on this one under 20 cents. So if it breaks under about 19.5.195, I'll go ahead, I'll take the loss on the position to make it a smaller loss rather than holding and hoping for it to potentially recover. I like to, you know, not hold micro cap stocks long term. If they don't work out, they don't work out. I have to move on and find the next play. But you can see from today, I had a big gain on ticker NITO on Twitter. I told you guys about this one, 10:18 a.m. I told you I was swinging some from that post at 10:18 a.m. That was an 100% runner. 10:18 a.m. is right about here. I mean, it ran 112%, and even higher. Guys, if you do want these plays early, I told you about this one multiple times in the private Discord. Like I said, I was swinging NITO for news. I posted that in the private Discord, and I posted that multiple times in the private Discord last week. I said, I was talking about how I was swinging NITO, that I expected a potential press release talking about how I was getting in ticker NITO for a run-up on the press releases that the company usually drops, because NITO, they historically do drop a lot of PRs, and while the market has been hot lately, we had drug run 1,400% last week. I wanted to get in a play that I had a pretty good chance of being in while they're dropping a PR, and NITO was that one that I made good gains on, but I'm back. And if you do want a 30-day free trial to get in the private Discord to get these swing ideas early, there's a 30-day free trial link down in the top pinned comment, guys. Hop in the private Discord right now, get in, check it out. You're definitely going to want to be there, guys. We've been talking about NITO for weeks now, and it ran up today.
GM CEO on their conference call said working with urgency to make EVs
market cap
profitable
on
an EBIT basis. That on their
so this
conference
is a
call.
micro cap stock.
Golf Michael GM.
It's as small as it gets out there, guys. They have 34.5 months of cash at 11.7
Shares of
million
GM
cash.
off the
They
highs
have
at
warrants, 1.8 million
49.40.
warrants not registered yet at $1 per share. And then
Up
they do have
40.
1.3 million convertible notes here that are
HYZN.
registered at
7 cents on
$1.10.
their earnings report.
Yes, they
That's
can
GM.
adjust that conversion price. I've seen it happen all the time where they adjust it from $1.10, where right now they have to have the price
HYZN.
at $1.10
CELU
for them to
Cellularity
exercise
says intends
and
to
raise
file
some
Form
money out of
10Q
these
for
warrants.
Q2 within the coming
But
weeks.
they can adjust it to, let's
That's
say
Charlie
they
Echo
wanted to
Lima
bring it
uniform.
down to even 50 cents. It's possible. I'm not saying that's going to happen with this one, but maybe they want to get.
Are
it
you
up to
interested in
$1.10. There's no
wholesaling or
guarantee
flipping
of that,
abandoned
but it's
homes
just
but
something
don't
to
have
think
time to
about
drive for
while
dollars?
doing your
With
DD.
Dash Leads,
Never
you can
take
build an abandoned
warrants as a
property lead
price
list.
target, guys. Just because warrants at $1 or at $1.10 does not always guarantee that the company is going to get it up to that price and exercise them. Like I said, they could want to try to reduce the exercise price, but it is something interesting to look at when
GNPX.
doing your DD, because we do see in some
GNPX.
cases that
HYZN.
incentive for these companies, these very small cap companies, to try to put out
GNPX.
press releases, to try to do anything they can to get it to that
HYZN.
exercise price. Although
SNON.
in this case, $1.10 would be a bit of a stretch.
SRM.
I mean, obviously, in the type of microcap market we're in right now, anything is possible. We saw some big
GM
runners.
CEO
That
on
would be about a
EV says
350%
conducting dealer outreach
run
training.
from here
EV
to
consideration
$1.10.
stronger
So
among
that's
luxury
a bit of a
customers.
stretch,
That's
guys, although
Golf
anything
Michael.
is possible.
PRFX.
And we did have a 100% run today. It has a lot of volume. It
GNPX.
has 80 million volume. So the interest is there for now. And we'll see if we get a press release. Don't take that as a price target by any means. I'm hoping to
GM
just sell
CEO
this one
says in China, new energy
like I did today
vehicles
at 40
outsold
and
ICE
50
models
cents, but
during
we will
GNPX.
see
Q3.
if anything crazy happens. Now, what potential news could be
That's
coming
Golf
up?
Michael.
Well, just 2 weeks ago, they announced a letter of intent to basically complete a deal that's going to potentially generate them
SGMO.
millions USD in revenues. Okay. And in this PR, they said, I believe that definitive agreement is expected to be executed within a month and can yield
SGMO.
dozens of millions of dollars to the company
Very.
in additional to the potential contribution to the Ethiopian
GM
economy and
CEO
public
says
health.
cruise
So
team
let's make it
continues to
easy,
improve
guys.
tech
They signed a
and core structure.
a
That's
definitive
Golf Michael.
agreement that they still have to potentially complete here in the near future that can bring in millions of dollars of revenue. That is one catalyst. And about 3 weeks ago, they put out a PR about strategic initiatives to maximize shareholder value,
SATX.
talking about a potential
MLI Muller
spin-off.
Industries
so a spin-off
shares up on
could
very
be a
light
big
volume.
catalyst for the company.
Up
and
about
an acquisition
$7
of
at
a
$79 following their earnings
drug
report. That's Michael
discovery
Lima,
company
India.
that is at a valuation of $5 million, with a potential increase in valuation by $2 million, and securing a $6 million credit line. So we have multiple different catalysts here: an acquisition of a drug company, a spinoff, and a definitive agreement for an extra multi-million dollars in revenue. At a $2.2 million market cap, if they do put out any of those PRs in the near
GM
future,
CEO
it
says
could
series of
be
shareholder and
interesting.
joint
I
venture
do wanna
provisions
stress,
planned
guys,
during the
that
fourth quarter that will be
microcaps
focused on
are risky.
restructuring
Yes,
actions to make
you
the
can
business
make big money on them
sustainable
today. I mean,
and
guys,
profitable.
there's
That's
proof
GM.
right here. You can make. I
Golf
told
Michael.
you guys in the Discord, I'm still swinging NITO. Talked about it multiple times as well. If you guys followed that alert, and I'm not always right, but if you guys did follow that specific alert, I mean, you could have made 100%. Like I said, I was on Twitter today, and where's that post? And I posted this 8 hours ago at 10:18 a.m. Swinging NITO, usually a big runner. Basically gave my reasons with the PR, talking about the upcoming catalyst. And from that point where I talked about it, this thing ran up over 100%. So anybody that followed along could have got significant profit
ENSC.
Now,
ENSC.
like I said, I'm wrong sometimes as well. I'm not going to be always right. That's why I use risk management. What am I risking? I'm risking potentially losing, about 10%. Let's say I use a mental stop loss. If it goes under a certain point, and usually the mental stop loss will be triggered if bad news comes out, like if the company announced a reverse split or some sort of dilution that I didn't like in a filing, that would be where I would get stopped out. Because for now, there's no reason for me to get stopped out if they don't put out any bad news.
ENSC.
Like I said, if I had a stop loss, let's say in this case, you know, my average right now is 24,
No
mid 24s. So if I had my
news
stop
on
loss,
that, right?
let's say
ENSC.
under 22,
ENSC.
I would be risking losing 10%.
SQQQ.
But what is the potential return on
HIHO.
this one? 100%, 50 to 100%, because it just hit 51 cents today from the levels it's at right now. So it just hit 51
ENSC.
cents today. It could do it again if
ENSC.
it gets the volume or
ENSC.
news. So what am I
ENSC.
risking? Losing 10% if it doesn't work out and I have to stop out of my position, to potentially gain 100%. So that's how I look at this play, guys. It is an interesting play. I wanted to bring it on your radar. I am in the position, full disclaimer, at 0.2428. You can see it right there. I just added, and that's all I got for you today. Peace.
SATX.
HIHO.
CODX.
SATX.
VCSA.
HIHO. PHUN.
All right, I hope you guys are doing well so far today. It's Monday, the start of the week, and the start of us
PRFX.
making some more money, baby. Let's go. So we have to break down
PHUN.
Palantir stock in this video, the charts, my thoughts, of course, what I'm
PRFX.
looking to do, and where I see it going in the short term. But
PHUN.
guys, before we do that, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. And
Save.
of course, get up to 15 stocks from Moo. Listen to this. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100 using that link down below, you get 5 stocks and you get a $30 cash reward. And if you fund your account with at least $1,000,
ABVC.
you get 10 more stocks, and your uninvested cash for now will earn up to 8.1% APY, which, guys, that's a no-brainer. It's the best deal in the market
PRFX,
right now. So again,
KVUE.
check out the link down below, or simply go to stocksurfest.com/moo. Get your money. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's get right into the video. So it's currently about
Save.
1:50, 2 p.m. on the East Coast when I'm making this video, and Palantir stock is down about 0.75%. And mind you, the entire stock market right now is selling off except for the NASDAQ, which is pretty
PRFX.
much at break even, up
HYZN.
barely
LU.
0.03%. Not much at all. Again, pretty much at break
GNPX.
even. And we have the Russell down 1.4%. The S&P's
HYZN.
down 1/4, and the Dow's down
Save.
0.75%.
ENSC.
And the VIX is up around 3%. And we have gold up yet again to another all-time high, it looks like, up 1/4%. And silver's up to almost $35 an ounce,
INM.
up 2.4%.
INM.
So
INM.
Palantir is selling off a little bit in the midst of a volatile day, a red day for the stock market, and a
SIFY.
day where people are flooding to safe haven assets
GNPX.
like gold, like silver. So we're actually not doing that bad today
HIHO.
on PLTR. In fact, even though we're red right now, we broke out of the highs from Friday this morning. You guys can see we hit $43.40 after running to about $43 at close on Friday. So we
PHUN.
broke that high by about 40 to 50 cents. And you guys can see Friday morning we hit
HIHO.
$41.65. So we're up even more, or we went up about $2
GNPX.
off that low. Isn't that crazy? From 41.60 up to about
HIHO.
43.40,
HIHO.
43.50 this morning. That was almost a $2 move,
SQQQ.
or about 4 to 4.5%. Pretty big move there off the low. And now, yes, we are cooling off a little bit in the short term here. We are down from 43.50 now to about 42. 50,
GNPX.
60, so we have cooled off, but we are noticing a potential bottom being put in and a pop and a breakout. You guys can see now we're above both the 50 and the 180 SMAs here on the intraday, which we just broke out. We just broke out of those literally about 15, 20 minutes prior to me making this video. So on PLTR right now, even though it's down on the day, we're looking decent, and this could be setting us up for a pop into close, into the next hour, 2 hours of trading, right? So this looks decent. It looks decent, and the fact that we took out the highs from Friday, that's a very good sign, and that overall, the reversal here is holding. You guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute on PLTR, we are maintaining higher lows at this point. You can see right here, we did pull down. We held the trend here, higher low compared to where we held on Friday morning and on Thursday and from Wednesday, of course. So this looks pretty good on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Uptrend is holding. We're trying to reverse out of this, $4 pullback that we had last week from 44.30 down to about $40.30. We saw a decent
GNPX.
9% pull down, and now we've been getting out of that hole. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now all we have to wait for is if we break out heading into close today, right? That'd be ideal overall for the bulls. And here on the 20-day chart, let's pull it up here, by the way, guys. There we go. We can see we are maintaining above both moving averages, which is huge. Both the 50 and the 180 SMAs are holding here on PLTR. That's a very big sign. And, if we take out the highs from today, we could be going right back to $44, and we could be getting one step closer at that point to all-time highs. I know it sounds crazy, but we're getting close, man. We're pretty much right there at this point as of right now. So PLTR, keep your eyes on it on this time frame. On the 4-hour chart, obviously we're still well above the 180 SMA. We're holding the 50 SMA right now with the consolidation that we're getting today. So the $1 million question is, do we break out heading into close? That'll get us one step closer to 44.50, which has been resistance all
GNPX.
month. And then if that were to break, all-time highs right around the corner, right? So what do you guys think about that? And this is all before earnings. Earnings are coming up here. If you guys didn't know, I believe on the 4th of November.
GNPX.
Yeah, 4th of November. After the bell, I forget
FITB,
exactly what
Fifth Third
day
Bank
that
Corp,
is.
HYHO,
We'll get
$300
more into
million
detail
share
the
buyback,
closer we
Fox
get
Trotting, India
to
Tango
that
Bravo.
date. I forget what day it is, though, in the week. I think it might be a Tuesday. I have to double check on that. But what do you guys think about
GM
earnings, the
CFO
charts here?
said
Let me know in
seen
the
a lot of
comments down
inflation on
below,
parts,
and sign
labor,
up to
or
the email
warranty
list if
claims.
you want me to send you
On parts
my
and on
top
labor
3
on
stocks
warranty
for
claims.
free
That's Golf
every
Michael.
Monday, right to your email. It's literally free, no spam, no BS, just straight up value. Put your first name and your email address using that link down below in the description box. I appreciate you all as always. And yeah, we're not doing too bad today in the midst of a red day
HIHO.
for the stock market, where volatility's up and we're getting a push to gold and silver. And some other stocks that are moving today, guys. We have Netflix continuing to move after they reported and crushed earnings last week. You guys see a big move here in Netflix, the ascending triangle that we had outlined. That's playing out.
GNPX.
Boom. Look at that big breakout to 773, which is the new all-time high. Now we're at 770, up about $6 again on the day, up almost 1%.
SGMO.
Not too bad. And we have stocks like Airbnb making a decent move. Looks like this has been reversing out of the downtrend over the last couple of weeks. Very good sign heading into earnings early November. It looks like here they report. Actually, no, the last or second to last day, of October, we're getting Airbnb's earnings, so keep your eyes on them. But another thing worth mentioning is we have done well, yes, but
GM
we are
CFO said
approaching
found
a
some quality
big
issues in prior
level
model
of
years, but
resistance
fixed
right
product
now
production
at about
lines. That's Golf Michael.
$140 per share. This was support back in February, back in May, and back in August before we then dumped under it and fell all the way to 108. So now we pretty much filled the gap back up to 140. But again, it's a big level of resistance. Do we get out of here? Do we fully break out? That's kind of what I'm waiting for here on Airbnb. Big moment of truth. Big moment of truth here on the charts. So let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments down below. And shout out to everybody out there that's joined the Patreon. I appreciate all your support. As always, I'm actually building out a portfolio on Patreon with real money. I'm putting in money every single week, and I'm buying stocks, showing you guys how I'm building my portfolio, the performance, how it's doing versus the S&P 500. All of that stuff, guys, is on Patreon. Link down below in the description box and the comment section, or you can go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. There's also a Discord. You get all my charts, posts, and ideas throughout the week. Check it out, guys. Link down below again, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, I'll catch you on the inside. Peace out.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Keep the fit.
That's what we're made for.
Redbook U.S. retail sales first 2 weeks of October plus 5.1% versus October a year ago, plus 4.6% for the week ending October 19th versus a year ago.
GNPX. GNPX.
PDD. LIDR.
Save.
PDD. PDD.
SRM. HYZN. HYZN.
PDD. PDD. PRFX. PDD. PDD.
SRM.
PDD. PDD. PRFX. PDD. WWR. WWR.
SRM. SRM.
RUM.
SRM.
LPTX. PDD. PDD.
SRM.
SGMO.
HIHO.
QURE.
SGMO.
PDD. SGMO.
SGMO.
Which have no Good morning, everyone. It's JJ from microefutures.com. I hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. Here's our weekend update video for October the 20th. And what this video is meant to do is to tell you what has happened and what we think
PRFX.
is the next
GSAD.
course of business, right? Or the next thing to happen in the business agenda,
GNPX.
right? So let's take a look at our what we call a bird's eye view chart. Now, this is a market profile chart. And what market profile does, it's a beautiful tool because it can quickly help you identify where the inventory is in a market and whether that inventory is being distributed, sold for profit,
GNPX,
or if it is being accumulated to be resold later on for profit. So as you can see, this market now, all the inventory is underneath 58.42. So if you went and drew a big box here, 58.42, that's the acquisition of the inventory. And
PFE,
now
Pfizer,
we are in what we call
CEO
a distribution.
Smith says Pfizer, Starboard
right?
Value
The
CEO Smith
inventory
said
is being
Pfizer
distributed
management
above
has failed to develop blockbuster
58.63. How
says
can you
Pfizer
tell?
appears to have
Because
overpaid
the
for its
blue area,
post-2022
GNPX.
acquisitions based on
PRFX.
its own sales targets. That's PFE.
market
GNPX,
profile folks call the value area. I call that the cost basis. It's a little bit more clear. Here's the cost basis of your inventory, and here is where you were
GM.
selling your inventory. And you can quickly identify and see that the inventory is being sold higher for profit. So for you dyed-in-the-wool short sellers, really there's not going to be any
ONCT.
change until we take
SGMO.
out 58.63
SDSW.
and take out this level right here,
PRFX.
which is right around 58.55.
PRFX.
Until we take that level out,
PRFX.
and until the market goes underneath.
PRFX.
And why would it go underneath? Because the people who are long here,
HYZN.
SRAD Sport
PRFX.
Radar announcing partnership.
PRFX. PRFX.
PRFX.
Deepens official partnership with the NBA with launch of
SRM.
innovative evaluated fan engagement solutions. That's SRAD. Sandy Romeo Alpha
SRM.
Delta.
BIVI. SGMO.
PTON.
NTRS and HLNE, Northern Trust and Hamilton Lane announced strategic collaboration to provide advanced private market analytics and decision support.
PTON.
That's NTRS and HLNE.
PTON.
COYA, Coya
PTON.
Therapeutics announcing $10 million private placement. Charlie Oscar
PTON.
Yankee Alpha.
PTON.
SGMO.
CFG.
SGMO.
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 TONL. SGMO. MS Northeast. Rio.
SGMO.
SGMO. LUNR.
AMZN, the
SBSW.
information reporting Amazon prepares to launch a new
SON.
low-price storefront to combat Temu.
WBA.
That is AMZN.
CLJ.
SGMO.
PM. SGMO.
Shares of PDD dropping a bit on that.
GM.
That's Papa
GM.
Delta Delta, parent company of Temu.
PM. MSFT. MSFT,
GM,
PM, MSFT,
GM,
MSFT,
GM,
PTON, Peloton
GNPX,
partners with
PM,
Costco to
Rio,
sell Bike Plus as it
PTON,
looks to
Ewing,
reach young, wealthy customers.
NCI,
That's from CNBC. That's PTON and COST.
PTON,
HIHO,
Costco will offer Peloton's Bike Plus in 300 of its stores for $19.99 and on Costco.com for $21.99 compared to the typical price of $24.95.
ONCT,
That's PTON and COST.
PM, PTON,
Need to put it on sale to
BIVI,
attract buyers, right? If there is no need, right around 58, 55, profile
BIVI,
folks call the value area. I call that the cost basis. It's a little bit more clear. Here's the
PM,
cost basis of your inventory, and here is where
PM,
you are selling your inventory. And you can quickly identify and see that the inventory is being sold higher for profit. So for you dyed-in-the-wool short sellers, really there's
CYCC,
not going to be any change until we take out
PTON,
58.63 and take out this level right here, which is right around
CCAR,
58.55. Until we take that level out and until the market goes underneath. And why would it go underneath? Because the people who are long here need to put it on sale to attract buyers, right? If there is no
CMG,
need to put it on
Salesforce,
sale,
Starboard Variable,
the
and
market will
Salesforce can generate
continue
more
to
than
trade sideways
$20
in
of
this
free cash flow
large
per share.
GNPX,
distribution
NCI,
balance.
It's a CRM, correction
Okay,
on that.
and that's what's going on right now.
SGMO,
As we're in earnings
Starboard,
season,
I believe
there's
Salesforce
not a
CRM can
lot
generate more than
of
GNPX,
$20
real
of free cash flow per
incentive
share
or
in FY
reason
2028.
to put the market
That
on
in the
sale, as we
presentation.
have
That's the chart
GNPX,
bidders
bring up,
who are
Michael.
willing to pay. And you can see we moved up, did a little inventory
SRM,
correction lower, moved up against off of it. Now, there's a couple of things that market profile really help. One is single prints. The other thing is showing a poor low. The single prints tell you where the shorts are trapped. The poor low confirms that they are trapped and buyers are competing at that level.
GNPX,
This is an overnight profile, and you can see the overnight profile went into the
GNPX,
single prints, but the next regular trading session was unable to get into those single prints.
SGMO,
Now, what does that mean in simple English? No gobbledygook, no double talk. Right?
SGMO,
Simple English, it means that the traders at night gobbled up all
GNPX,
of the supply underneath 58.84. And when the market opened, there was nothing for sale under
GNPX,
58.84. This means you
GNPX,
shouldn't be shorting down here. Very simple. Okay. What you want to do is you want to look for where the buying
GNPX,
is and buy off that level and have the buyers push price up because there's a lack of supply. That's
GNPX,
how business works.
GNPX,
Don't let anybody tell you any different. Okay. If you're tired of indicators that don't work and of losing money, try a little common sense, which is what we teach, right? So this tells us that short sellers are trapped here. This tells us that they grabbed all the supply. You can see the volume here, right? They grabbed all the supply the night before. Friday opens, can't get down there. No reason to sell under 84 if you don't have to, right? Okay, so that is the overall sort of direction is going to be sideways. Okay, we put in an all-time high a couple of days ago, right? So if we get above 59.25 short sellers,
PTON,
this AI trade finder will handpick you options trades every morning on autopilot. Hi, by the
consider yourselves warned. All right, now let's go take a look at, so if we get above 59.25 short sellers, consider yourselves warned. All right, now let's go take a look
PM,
at
GNPX.
Here's the market profile. When you break it down,
GNPX,
here you can see this is
GNPX,
exactly where those short sellers got trapped on the 16th. They're trapped
GNPX,
underneath 58.82.
FCX.
And there's that poor low the next day confirming that they're trapped. Very easy to spot on market profile. The overnight went in there, spent half an hour or so under there, and then you'll notice that the subsequent half-hour candles could not get down underneath 82.5.
TLT.
That tells you that there's no more
FCX.
supply under that level because the sellers who are long,
FCX.
they see that they're buyers. Why would they sell cheap if you don't have to? It just doesn't make any business sense. Common sense is something that we can use in retail trading. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Friday's
PTON.
low, nowhere near
PTON.
GNPX, nowhere near those single prints.
PTON.
As long as these
PTON.
levels hold, there's no reason to get into a big short.
GNPX.
Okay, so I'm going to show you there on a candle chart as well, right? For those candle traders, here are the
PTON.
areas of inventory. Okay, these large volume
PTON,
nodes, you guys call it,
Peloton shares
right?
spiking to the
It's
highs now,
inventory, folks.
$5.97.
It's a market. Don't ever forget it's a
Papa
market,
Tango Oscar November.
right? No matter how much double talk they
SGMO.
spew at you, how much fancy language,
On
remember it's a
that,
market. And the
Yuling.
goal of a market is
Report
to
from
take
GNPX.
cheap supply and sell it at a higher
that it
price
is
for a profit.
partnering with
Right?
Costco
Don't let
SGMO.
anybody
Bike
tell you any
Plus
different. If they do, they're lying to
for a
you. They
lower
don't know what they're
price.
talking
That's
about.
PTON.
So 59.16, if this market
HYZN.
gets above that level and accepts, it means all of the supply is underneath us and there's
HYZN.
no reason
NCI.
to put it on sale. So if we start taking out
NCI.
59.16 to the
HYZN.
upside and that all-time high up here,
NCI.
don't be fooled. Don't just short a market because it's going higher.
SBSW.
Okay? New favorite saying of mine. If you don't understand something,
NCI.
that's not a reason to short it. Right? If you don't understand
NCI.
it, don't fade it. Right? Reach out to us
NCI.
at microefutures.com. We'll help you understand
SGMO.
how markets
SGMO.
move. If you understand how and why they move, you're less likely to make
FCX.
bad business decisions. Bad trades are bad business decisions. Okay?
GNPX.
Sure, sometimes you get stopped out because of order flow, and that's going to happen. But generally, most traders lose money because they're trading
SGMO.
at the wrong time, in the wrong
SGMO.
direction, because they have no idea why the price is moving, and some schmuck told them that it was random. Nothing is random when there's this much money on the table.
GNPX.
So here it is for you candle folks. This is a half-hour chart, little volume profile.
GNPX.
Now let's go take a look
GNPX.
at an in-depth look
GNPX.
at where the stops are for your Sunday night trades.
GNPX.
Okay, so we closed here at 59.07 and a
NCI.
half. You'll notice the last hour of trading closed higher than
GNPX.
that 4 o'clock close. Okay, what
NCI.
does that mean? That means that
GNPX.
there are shorts trapped under
GNPX.
58.99 and underneath 59.01. So any kind of liquidation, you're going to use that 59.04 stop to see if there's any response. If we break that stop on the open, look for responsive buying at 59.01, and if that breaks, 58.99. Okay, and if we break that, we'll come out of Friday's cost basis. Your levels are 58.94, 58.91, and of course, Friday's low around 58.86 and a quarter half. Okay, to the upside, if the
LQDA.
market opens and cannot take out 59.04, look for
SGMO.
rotation higher, these upper stops, and come out of
SGMO.
cost basis. If we get out of Friday's cost basis, it means people are willing to pay more than what was the course of business on Friday. If we get above 59.12, your upper stops are 59.14 quarter and Friday's high of about 59.15 and a half. Okay. If we get above Friday's high, right, your big
SGMO.
upper stops are going to be up here, 59.25. That's the all-time
HYZN.
high. So
HYZN.
come learn how to trade using common sense. Learn how to trade with the business, right? Make good business decisions. Manage your risk intelligently, right? Then you won't have all of these issues that retail traders deal with, like FOMO, revenge trading, all of these things which have no place in a business. And remember, you're all small
HYZN.
business operators. Okay? So if you
GNPX.
want to learn how to trade with all the double talk, all the, crazy language with a bit of common sense, old school, I like to call them blue collar trades. We trade for a living so people can make an income. So they don't have to waste their entire lives chasing this thing.
HIHO.
Right? Learn how to trade with some common sense. Visit us at microefutures.com.
HIHO.
We have a 7-day free trial.
HIHO.
And we also offer one-on-one coaching. Come hang out with us for 7 days. I will happily do a one-on-one consultation with you if you're interested in our lifetime coaching. And that's right, it's lifetime. We believe in being there for the trader through their progression. That's why we only charge them once, right? There's no additional fees, no add-ons, none of that, crazy, pyramid
HYZN.
marketing stuff. So come join us for 7 days on a free trial. Reach out to me. I'm happy to do a free one-on-one consultation over the
HYZN.
phone. If you want to look into the lifetime coaching, I will do a 1-hour session with you so you can see what to expect, how I teach, see if it works for you. And I'm always available. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. I will be on with Wolf Financial tonight at the Globex Open. Thanks, everyone. I'm JJ. We'll see you soon. Stay out of trouble,
HYZN.
traders. And if you can't stay out of trouble, don't get caught. Bye for now.
UAVS. CVM.
UAVS Ag Eagle
GNPX.
Aerial Systems CEO issues letter to shareholders highlighting corporate actions to position the company for long-term value. UAVS.
IMUX.
VZ
HYZN.
Verizon CEO says expect to double fixed access wireless access subscribers by
HYZN.
2028. That's on their analyst call. That's Victor Zulu.
GNPX.
QBTS.
QBTS. GNPX. GNPX. GNPX.
UAVS Ag Eagle CEO in a letter says the company is executing its new strategic
GNPX.
plans, shifting significantly for growth. Moving from 11 vertical markets to 3 vertical markets: military, public safety, and agriculture, commercial.
FTCO.
That's UAVS.
NCI. NCI. BIVI. SRM. NCI. GM. HYZN. Save.
ZEO.
Save. NCI.
TGL.
GNPX. TGL. NCI. HYZN. HYZN. HIHO.
TGL Treasure Global announced a $2.8 million contract with
HYZN.
Octagram Investment. That's Tango Golf Lima. TGL shares popped on that.
NCI.
AHCO.
SGMO. HIHO. GNPX. GNPX. NCI. GNPX.
SEC charged 4 companies with misleading
GNPX.
cyber disclosures. Unisys,
GNPX.
UIS will pay a $4 million
GNPX.
civil penalty. Checkpoint, CHKP will pay $995,000 civil penalty.
HIHO.
SEC charges 2 other companies. Says other 2 companies are Avaya and Mimecast. All agreed to pay civil penalties to settle SEC's charges.
Lex.
SRM.
LEXX, Lexaria Bioscience, announcing partial 12-week body weight results from Lexaria's GLP-1 diabetes animal study.
SGMO.
That's LEXX. Said accelerated rates of weight loss were experienced during the final 4 weeks of the study in the Dihydra Tech groups. That's LEXX, Lima Echo X-ray X-ray.
SGMO. NCI. NCI.
MUX.
TGL. NCI.
GRWG.
SRM. NCI.
Lex.
SRM. SRM.
MODD.
GNPX.
ELEV.
BIVI. GNPX.
Momo.
BIVI.
PPTA.
GNPX.
ARQQ. CMTL.
HIHO.
GRFS.
HYZN. SGMO. HIHO. SGMO.
NBY.
NCI. NCI. BIVI. 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 HIHO. BIVI. 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 HIHO. HIHO.
KOPN. ARQQ.
MMM 3M CEO says in Q3 we recovered $34 million in insurance coverage between combat arms and public water suppliers. It says we intend to ramp up recovery efforts and expect our insurers to honor policy obligations to us.
HIHO. HYZN.
NISN, Nissan International, entered strategic
SRM.
partnership with Beijing Tongren Tang to source traditional Chinese medicine ingredients. That's November, India, in November.
SRM.
STRQ. GNPX.
QUVT. CYCC.
SHW. SHW.
GNPX.
Drug. MGRX. ALLR. IMUX. BAMPX.
CYCC.
EFSH. SATX. RIVN. NKLA.
ARQQ. Big spread. HYZN.
NASDAQ is down 82
NDDD. SQQQ.
down 4.37.
NXL. SOXS. ARQQ.
CYCC.
Joby. SDS. TLRY.
GNPX.
SRM.
BIVI.
RGTI. ITON. Sophie.
GNPX.
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 EXK. ARQQ.
GNPX.
BIVI.
GNPX.
STON.
CRV.
BIVI. 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 LTBR.
BIVI.
Oil. Snap. GPC. ARQQ. ARQQ. Drug. NVD.
ARQQ.
NVDQ.
Big spread.
APRD. AMPX. PRFX. NKLAG. KER.
HYZN.
BIVI. WW. SRM. BIVI.
BIVI.
BIVI. RIVN. SRM. NOC.
HYZN.
BIVI. NUWE. BIVI. BIVI.
BIVI.
SNOA.
BIVI.
SOXS. LX. UGRO. EXK. BTBT. Duo. PSLV. KVUE. BIVI. LVIVI. BIVI. 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 CYCCTI.
PHUN.
NIXX. SOBR. ENSC. TIGR. IQ. SILJ.
ARQQ.
HEP. IVP. CYCC. CYCC.
CYCC.
CYCC. CYCC.
CYCC.
Oil.
SGMO.
NXL. ABEV. IVP. IVP. mRNA. NUWE.
GNPX.
HX. ESPN. INDP.
GNPX.
Joby. TPST.
GNPX.
TCBP. AUS. PM,
GNPX.
CYCC, CVM,
GNPX.
PSLV, SOFI, HIMS, GDS, KER, FSM,
GNPX.
IVP, IVP, GNPX, NIXX, AMPX,
GNPX.
CYCC, CYCC, BTOC,
CYCC.
CD, HLP, LUMN, KGC, BTBT, JFCI,
AHR shows
CYCC.
your online volume.
CYCC, CORZ, IQ, Assistant,
CYCC.
AMLD, SOXS, TSE, CYCC, CYCC, QBTS,
CYCC.
LX, EXK, Hollow, AKAN, CVM, KER, ENSC, ALLK, SILJ, LAC, USAS, DUO, NUWE, NIXX, TCBP, AMPX, GDS, LUMN,
ALLK.
CSIQ, TCBP, NUWE,
GNPX.
PNR, APLD,
GNPX.
GNPX, CVM, VSE,
NXL.
INDP, NOC, GNPX, 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 GNPX,
GNPX.
HIMS, Oil, RKLN, Howl, VOD,
BIVI.
HIHO, ALLK, GM,
GNPX. ALLK.
QBTS, APLDR,
HIHO.
HIHO, VFC, CGC, TCBP,
SGMO.
HIHO, TSLT, LSIQ,
SGMO.
HIHO, CDE, PHUN, 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 PHUN,
SGMO.
PHUN, PHUN, IAG, BTBT, ALLK, ALLK, ALLK,
ALLK.
ABEV,
SGMO.
LAC, ALLR, HIHO, ASTS,
ALLK. HIHO.
HIHO, COHR,
HIHO.
HIHO, MLI, TLRY,
HIHO.
APLD,
ALLK.
PHUN, NRGV, CSIQ, ALLK, AMPX, PHUN,
ALLK. SGMO.
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 HIHO. HIHO. ALLK. Lays.
SGMO.
Howl. GD.
SGMO.
Coney. HIHO.
HIHO.
LX.
HIHO.
SAIH.
GNPX.
ALLR.
IRTC. Big spread.
ATAT. TPST. HUMA. CGC. RKLB. Again. QYLD. VSE. COHR. PSLV.
IRTC. Watch the spread.
SLVR. GDS. CORZ.
GNPX.
NXL.
GNPX.
SOKR. GM. APLD.
SGMO.
LX. KVUE.
BIVI.
Coney.
SGMO.
Coming up at 10, the
SGMO.
Richmond Manufacturing
SGMO.
Index. Also, Fed's Harker will be speaking.
Rum. TPST. APVO. 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 BTOC. VSE. APVO. APVO. SAIH.
SGMO.
APVO. APVO. GM.
Problem is we broke out of that original trend.
APVO. 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 APVO.
SGMO.
VSEE. Shares
VSE.
moving here. Victor Sandy
Lays.
Echo Echo. VSEE.
Yeah, I gotta cut it. Well, looks like it's gonna be a red day again. I think it's been so hard to trade lately, man. At least for me.
IVZ.
I might just be managing them wrong. That's possible too. But we finally broke out of that trend. I probably shouldn't
NKLA.
I shouldn't have bet against Nvidia there.
FPRR.
Yeah, what a rip. Hey, again, we broke out of the
SVP.
trend that we've been in all morning.
GNPX.
And again, it could have been worse.
BIVI.
Today I put the beginner
ARQQ.
trading.
APVO. APVO.
CAPR,
APVO.
Capricorn Therapeutics at the high. Charlie Alpha
NXL.
Alpha
And again,
Romeo.
we'll see what we get. Again,
CAPR.
here's Nvidia. Nvidia's been the
SGMO.
name of the day. Like Nvidia has
HITI.
been flying up,
GM.
you know. And so we'll see if we get
APVO.
some better results now.
APLD. APVO.
And there, look at Nvidia
IVZ.
finally start to turn some. We'll see if it holds down there.
GDS.
ARQQ. Big
Lays.
spread.
Still
BIVI.
trying to hold, but had a big rip. Nvidia. This is a 1 minute chart. Yeah,
CORZ.
it is.
NXL.
Could have been worse.
FBRR.
Let me see where we're at.
NKLA. CNDT.
We're not really down too much.
PSLV. GT. ALLR.
Yeah, I think maybe the
ARQQ.
market's waiting. Like Tesla earnings are tomorrow, right? And then next week is going to be such a busy week.
ICT. APVO.
That,
APVO.
ASPI.
You know, maybe the market's just picking up some steam. ahead of
APVO.
that. I don't know.
LEGN.
See if NVIDIA ends up breaking. I think NVIDIA will probably reverse back down here too. But who freaking knows, man? NVIDIA, again, the problem is that it's breaking all-time highs when it does this. The question is, how long can this continue?
APVO.
I guess for me, it's like this thing has continued breaking all-time highs over and over and over again.
NWSC News Corp Starboard CEO Jeff Smith on CNBC says we have solicitation going on for potentially separating the two-class structure at News two-class
just not
structure
what
at
I
News Corp.
expected, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes, I guess.
SGMO.
Again, the good part about Top Step X though is that if I would have risked my own money, I would have lost
SGMO.
much more today. And so, you know, it would have been much worse if I would have risked my own money. I'd have lost much more for sure. And so that's the good part about Top Step is that Top Step gives you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for. In this case, it is $49 for the base one. Zero commissions, the biggest edge in funding. Like I've said many times, it really is the single biggest edge in funding. You could limit your risk, lose at day trading, and lose less than you would funding yourself. If you pass it, you still get a 90% split. It's similar to funding yourself. Just noticeably less risk.
Save.
Vero.
And so if you want to check it up, there's the link. I'm going to get out of here. Not a good start to my day. There's my wife calling me every day around the same time.
UWMC.
Hello?
KSCP. Watch the spread.
CRVS GM. TWG.
Save.
Yeah, so I see some people asking about Top Step. So Top Step, they have options, right? You got between 50K up to 150K, 90% split once you're funded. So the base one, you got to make 3K without
DRUG,
the top
Bright Minds, getting a pop here off the lows.
KSCP,
reasonable ratios. This one's 2 to 3.
ENSC.
This one's 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 ratios is most
ENSC.
they offer, which isn't bad, right? It could be worse.
ENSC.
And again, it's pretty reasonable, I think, because most day traders
NJLA.
lose, right? So if you fund yourself,
SYTA.
and like all I know is my own experience. I put up 5K in the beginning, lost all of it within a month, I would say. My wife yelled at me, begged me not to risk it in the beginning, and I ended up losing all of it. If I would have had something like this, I would have lost noticeably less and just saved money. But again, they're today. And so, you know, it would have been much worse if I would have risked my own money. I'd have lost much more, for sure.
ALLK.
And so that's the good part about Top
ENSC.
Step. Is that Top Step gives you a demo.
ENSC.
They test your skill with a demo account
ALLK.
first. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for.
MLI.
In this case, it is
GM.
$49 for the base one. Zero
KSCP.
commissions, the biggest edge in funding.
Watch the spread.
Like I've said many times, it really is the single biggest edge in funding. You could limit your risk.
Starboard
lose
CEO
at
Jeff
day
Smith
trading
on
and lose
Pfizer
less
says
than you would
growth
funding
from
yourself.
their
If you pass it,
investments
you
is
still get a
worse
90% split. It's
class.
similar to funding
Says
yourself.
return on
Just
invested capital in
noticeably
Pfizer
less
is not
risk.
working. That's
KSCP.
PFE.
KSCP.
TSM, Taiwan
So you
can check
Semiconductor Manufacturing, said not aware of TSMC being the
ALLR.
subject of any investigation at this time. That's Tango
KSCP.
Sandy Michael.
GNPX.
FAS. ALDX.
GNPX.
DJT. ALLK. IRTC. KSCP. GT. MLI.
KSCP. Big spread. CHSN. Big spread.
KSCP.
CHSN.
KSCP. CRVS. ORS. T. ASPI. ALLR. KVUE.
DJT, Trump Media,
BCTX,
32.99 the high,
APLD,
Delta Juliet Tango.
ALDX. Boom.
Taiwan Semiconductors
SCLX.
Manufacturing said has not supplied
OKLO.
to Huawei since mid-September 2020.
PHUN. SGMO.
That's TSM.
SGMO. ARTC.
PHUN.
Richmond Manufacturing Index coming up at 10, minus 19 is the consensus.
TPST.
SGMO.
HUT. BTG. APLC.
HYZN. UMBO. GNPX. UMBO.
VOD. KVUE.
UMBO. GNPX. NRGV.
IRTC.
GNPX.
TPST.
SGMO.
TPST. IRTC.
ALLK.
GT. REKR.
HOW.
SOXS. BTG. HOWL.
HOW.
LX. BITI. NEWP. KVUE. T.
IMUX. HOW.
MLI. ENSC.
HOW. CRVS.
SFHG. KIN.
BIVI.
Starbridge Jeff Smith on CNBC says in similar situation where a company has
BITI.
underperformed like Pfizer has, a CEO change
HMY.
is not unheard of.
BIVI.
GT. EXK.
HIHO. HOW. HIHO.
ASPI.
HIHO. SGMO.
ENSC. ENSC. ENSC,
ASPI,
AKBA, ENSC, 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 ASPI, ENSC, ENSC, ATYR,
ASPI,
NEWP, EXK, HMY, AMPX, SILV, ORC, REKR, DJT,